अहिलेको तिम्रो this phase will only last for a while if you don't go to school. Because अहिले पो तिमी young छ राम्रो छ all these brand will also. But then after a while, when you have nothing to offer physically and nothing to offer here as well, then nobody will. तपाईको घरमा 12 किलोको सुनको हात्ती छ तपाईलाई मात्र थाहा छ भने त you're not going to make money out of it at all. You need to let people know, oh, come and visit. 100 रुपैयाँको टिकट छ, then they'll come, no? When you're actually really good at what you do, people get intimidated and scared to approach you or talk to you and stuff. So if you can break the ice and be the one to say, oh, see, I've seen your work, or I like your work, it'd be great if we can work together. Sometimes, see, it's important for you to also reach out, okay? You can't just be like, oh, म बाहिर पढेर आएको म त खतरा भयंकर हो मलाई आफै मान्छेले approach गर्छ. It doesn't work like that. You also have to say, oh, I'm bad, and if there's anything, or we can work together, collaborate.
Hello guys, namaste. Welcome to the Doers on Doers. I'm Nishma Chaudhary and I will be hosting the episode 3 of this amazing series by the Doers, and I hope you have been enjoying this particular series किनभने यो पार्टमा चाहिँ यो सिरिजमा चाहिँ उहाँहरूले मेकर्सहरूले एउटा कन्सेप्ट ल्याउनु भएको छ जसमा चाहिँ एउटा डुवर्सले अर्को डुवर्सको इन्टरभ्यू लिनुहुन्छ. म लास्ट टाइम गेस्ट बनेर आएको थिएँ यही रुममा एन्ड इट वाज भेरी एक्साइटिङ फर मी टु टक अबाउट माइसेल्फ. तर आज जो मसँग हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूले चाहिँ अलिक धेरै नै डु गर्नु भएको छ त्यही भएर आई फिल भेरी स्मल अफ अ डुवर. सो विदाउट फर्दर अ डु अगेन टु मेनी डुज है, लेट्स वेलकम द वान the only Priyanka Karki.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
You're glowing.
Thank you.
I mean, for so many years, हामीले अब वर्षौँदेखि देखिरहेको छौँ यहाँले टिनेजदेखि आफ्नो करियर स्टार्ट गर्नुभयो, सानै हुनुहुन्थ्यो नि त होइन, त्यसपछि यु डिड होल मुभी थिङ एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ, अनि अब बिहा भयो एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ, अनि त्यसपछि अहिले प्रेग्नेन्ट हुँदा बेलासम्म चाहिँ दिस इज प्रोबेबली द बेस्ट फेज अफ यु, एटलिस्ट फर मी एज अ भ्युअर.
A lot of people say that to me. I think a lot of people see that how content and happy I am on a personal spaces.
Yeah, exactly.
Because professionally, I've always been very happy and I've always been chasing after things that I want and I do. But personally, when you balance I think it really helps you professionally also because you're so at peace with everything. So I'm actually at that phase in my life.
It's visible as well.
Thank you.
So many Daichira videos and everything, you know, your family being so excited about the baby.
Yeah.
So I'm like ekdamai maza airachha social media ma tyo sabai hernalai. So आजको एपिसोडमा चाहिँ like I said before, हामी चाहिँ अब मनोरञ्जन क्षेत्रमा व्यावसायिक रूपमा पैसा हैन यो आर्थिक कुराहरुको बारेमा चाहिँ बढी कुरा गर्नेछौँ. We're going to talk a lot about money and you know the entrepreneurial side of you, which I don't think a lot of people have spoken of. जुन चाहिँ मेरो लागि अलि बढी इन्स्पायरिङ थियो when I started you know maybe 5-6 years back हैन यस्तो पनि गरिन्छ भनेर हेर्नको लागि you were one of the idols, I must say that. So त्यो कुरा चाहिँ भएको छैन जस्तो लाग्छ. So we're going to talk more about that. Like I said, you've had a phase, you've had like phases in Nepali media.
Yeah.
So we'll start with when you did Miss Teen. So you won. हैन अब हामी प्याजेन्ट बिजनेसकै बारेमा कुरा गर्नु पर्ला त्यसो भए है. अब यहाँ एकदमै टिनेजर हुनुहुन्थ्यो, अफकोर्स अलिकता फ्ल्यासी देखिन्छ एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ होइन, बट देयर इज अल्सो बिजनेस साइड टु प्याजेन्ट. सो डु यु थिङ्क प्याजेन्ट्री हेज हेल्प्ड यु एन्ड डु यु थिङ्क प्याजेन्ट्स हेल्प वुमेन एन्ड मेन टु गेट इन्टु मिडिया एन्ड हाउ हेल्पफुल इज इट?
See, when I got into a pageant, that is like many years ago, 2005 ma होइन त्यतिखेर खासै धेरै pageants हुँदैन थियो कि. So the few that used to happen actually had a lot of like importance and space के. So we would have daily coverage and हामीलाई जसले गेस्टहरूले ब्रिफिङ गर्न आउनुहुन्थ्यो, those were actually prominent figures and we would learn from them and stuff. So as the finale was approaching, the kind of attention we got and the kind of people watching out, everybody was talking about it. Okay? So that definitely helped me, because for someone who wanted to get into media, त्यतिखेर मलाई completely थाहा पनि थिएन है फेरि. I was only 16, about to be 17 त्यो टाइममा. अनि I only went to Miss Teen because मेरो बिदा थियो क्या त्यतिखेर, ठ्याक्क A levels को एक्जाम आउनुभन्दा अगाडिको बिदामा. So I was like, I'll just utilize my time. त्यो पनि मेरो ड्याडले फर्म ल्याइदिएर he was like, I think you should go. So I said, okay, I'll go. So त्यतिखेर मेरो खासै एक्सपेक्टेसन्स चाहिँ okay, it wasn't a calculative mood, is like approach थिएन क्या. That's what I just went to experience stuff and make new friends and stuff. And in the process अब I won, you know, that was there. त्यसपछिको जुन exposure overnight पाएको थिएँ नि मैले, I was like on the cover of every leading newspaper the big newspapers, front page ma, and I still have it. My dad sabai rakhnu bhako cha ke, so I still have all those papers and stuff. And front page ma एउटा beauty pageant ko winner आउनु is a big deal नि त. अहिले सोच्दा त्यस्तो लाग्छ because अहिले त च्याउ घुम्रेको जस्तो घुम्रेछ के beauty pageant.
I heard there are like 85 to 100 pageants all over the country.
So coming to your question, मेरो पालामा त्यो स्पेसमा त्यो एरामा चाहिँ it meant a lot. It was huge because overnight I got job offers. Overnight म त मेरो लाइफ यस्तो चेन्ज भएको थियो नि, त्यो चाहिँ wasn't expected because like I told you, I went for fun. I went for a good experience. And त्यतिखेर मैले सानोमा एउटा मुभी गरिसकेको थिएँ and A levels पढिसकेर I was actually about to go to America for my further studies. त्यही इयर जान लाग्थेँ थिएँ. तर I got so consumed by all of it and it was about teenage मा त आफूलाई भयंकर लाग्छ नि त म यस्तो ब्युटी क्वीन भएको. सो मेरो दिमागमा एकछिन के आएको थियो भने अब पढ्नै पर्दैन कि त्यो पनि फेज आएको थियो मेरो. अब म पढ्दिनँ बिकज म ब्युटी क्वीन भइसकेँ. रातारात आई गट दिस बिग ब्रान्डहरूको एड अफर्सहरू एन्ड स्टफ के एन्ड आई वाज साइनिङ विथ अल दिस ब्रान्ड्स एन्ड त्यतिखेरको टाइममा अब अहिले जस्तो पेमेन्ट नभए पनि द्याट इज ह्युज नो. वी वर टकिङ अबाउट लाइक 15-16 years ago होइन. अनि मैले ड्याडलाई भने पनि बाबा अब म पढ्दिनँ, अब म पढेर काम गर्ने त हो नि, मैले काम पाइसकेँ खालिको एटिट्युड के. And I still remember what my dad told me that day. Aileko timro this phase will only last for a while if you don't go to school. Because aileko timi young sir and all these brands will also. But then after a while, when you have nothing to offer physically and nothing to offer here as well, then nobody will offer you anything. So he was like, if this is what you want, take a year break. Kam gera ya. Take a year break, learn more about it. Production house या कुनै टेलिभिजनमा काम गर्ने त्यतिखेर त मुभिजहरू यस्तो खालको डिजिटलाइजेसन भइसकेको थिएन. And I couldn't see myself doing the celluloid real movies के त्यतिखेर. I was too young also. So त्यो टाइममा मेरो दिमागमा मुभिज त थिँदै थिएन. So then my dad said, okay, take a year off, just work here, explore गर, and next year को August fall मा जाऊ न त कलेज. So I thought that was a good idea. And then मैले एक वर्ष टेलिभिजन जोइन गरेँ and then I worked and I learned so much. That's when I fell in love with the whole process. Okay? I was already in love with Madhuri Dixit before that, because of the way she danced and stuff. But I fell in love with the art of how it's done. And that's why I wanted to study that. And then so I went for my further studies, break later. At the peak of my career, at that time, after I but then I'm so glad I listened to my father.
True.
So basically, that pageant really helped me. Coming back to your question, it helped me too. But अहिलेको समयमा help गर्छ गर्दैन चाहिँ I don't know if it, because यति धेरै pageants छ, यति धेरै. There's like stuff like Miss SLC and Miss Nurse and all that. Okay? So it's good that it's a platform for all these ladies to go out there and showcase their talent. तर long run मा चाहिँ I don't know how much is it okay for you to expect. Okay? फेरि धेरै expect गरेर आफ्नो expectations break हुनु, heart break हुनु. It's also kind of sad.
True.
So अहिलेको टाइममा चाहिँ it's too much जस्तो लाग्छ है मलाई.
Yeah, मैले त्यही नै भन्न लाग्थेँ. जस्तै यहाँले भन्नुभयो नि त ओभरनाइट जुन मैले फेम पाएँ त्यो एट दिस पोइन्ट अफ टाइम चाहिँ सायदै कुनै नि प्याजेन्टले दिन्छ होला. मेबी एउटा दुईटा प्याजेन्टहरु छन्
who have been here for a very long time and stuff, and then because we have seen some pageants really giving that space and that mileage for girls who actually want to explore, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's that little push that you need, that you're getting from somewhere. Jun त्यो pageants shayad nabhako bhae it would take time for people to notice you.
Definitely
you'd have to do something and stuff. So त्यो एउटा platform
attention ko लागि.
So but not every platform will say do that.
100%. You have to be very selective about pageants is what I feel as someone who has done pageant before. Jitina haina त्यो अर्कै कुरा. That's a joke separately. So यहाँनिर मलाई दुईटा क्वेसन आयो. एउटा चाहिँ because यहाँले भन्नुभयो म चाहिँ प्लान गरिरहेको थिएँ A levels पछि पढ्न बाहिर जान्छु भनेर. What were you planning to study? Because त्यो टाइममा चाहिँ के प्लान गर्नु भएको थियो? पछि त मुभिज यहाँले पढ्न जानु भयो, फिल्म मेकिङ पढ्नु भयो हैन? त्यो भन्दा अगाडि चाहिँ के थियो प्लानमा?
So त्यो भन्दा अगाडि स्कुलमा चाहिँ म biology and geography को major गरिरहेको थिएँ के. A levels मा पनि you know how you can pick your subjects. So I was thinking I would do one of them नै भनेर.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was thinking I'd do one of them. तर back of the mind मा मेरो dancing and all that थियो, but I never thought कि I would actually take it professionally नै. म गरिरहेको हुन्छु because त्यो टाइममा पनि कति धेरै अरू ब्युटी प्याजेन्ट्सहरू हुन्थ्यो क्या. I don't know if you know Miss Beautiful यस्तोहरू हुन्थ्यो कि सानो प्याजेन्ट. And I would always go there and dance and stuff के. परफर्म चाहिँ गर्थेँ म सानै हुँदाखेरि पनि. अनि तर I always looked at it as a hobby. साइडमा हुन्छ अब म पढिरहेको छु त्यो कन्टिन्यू. So before that was the plan. I didn't take it that seriously भनौँ न. That 16-year-old me didn't think कि यसमा करियर बन्न सक्छ and stuff. But then once I saw the possibility, I just like grabbed it. And I was very fortunate to have a family who said, जे गर्न मन छ गर but just get a degree and get some qualification.
Get graduated.
Yeah, so that later when you want to do something, you have credibility.
True.
And that's really important.
Makes sense. So, अब दुईटा क्वेसन बनाएको थिएँ मैले. एउटा त definitely I wanted to know what you wanted to study. Second मा because your opinion changed once you started working, हैन? यहाँले passion भन्नुभयो अनि यहाँले चाहिँ अब I fell in love with the art भन्नुभयो. That is there, हैन? But did you also see the money part of it? जस्तै यहाँ त यति पैसा कमाउन सकिन्छ भन्ने कुराले पनि इफेक्ट गर्यो कि was it the art part that made more impact on your decision?
त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ it was just the art. Because 16-17 वर्ष हुँदाखेरि you don't actually plan out your life in terms of finances नि त. तर म चाहिँ always मेरो thought process कस्तो भएको छ भने always with whatever I do, हैन? I never look at it like oh अब म यो बिजनेसमा जाँदैछु or म यो ठाउँमा हात हाल्दैछु यसले मलाई पैसा कमाउँछ कि कमाउँदैन. I look at it in such a way that I will do such a fantastic job with it that I'll make sure I'll make money.
Wow.
So that has always been my thought process. That you put your everything into it and you actually go into it with your full heart and your full passion. Otherwise, you're going halfway on that.
True.
And when you do that and when you're actually working hard towards your goal, then success IELTS. It's just a matter of time. So I've always believed in that. Okay? So that has always been my approach. I've never done anything just with the purpose of earning money. Okay. It has to have my heart and my soul in it. But because I believe in it so much, okay, that I think it's usually worked out a lot of the time.
Beautifully said. तर यो भन्दै गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ म I really take myself back to that phase. नेपाली मुभी इन्डस्ट्रीकै कुरा गरौँ हैन? अब नेपालमा कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अब म्युजिक भिडियो गरिन्छ, टेलिभिजन गरिन्छ, तर एन्ड गोल चाहिँ जहिले पनि मुभिज नै हुन्छ अरे के? बीचमा होस्टिङहरु पनि आउँछ अरे हैन? त्यसपछि एन्ड गोल चाहिँ इभेन्चुअली मुभी इन्डस्ट्री नै हुन्छ अरे. तर यहाँले जुन समयको कुरा गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ त्यो समयमा चाहिँ मुभी इन्डस्ट्री भनेको त एकदम डाउनफल लिएको समय हो के इफ आई गो ब्याक त्यो भन्दा अगाडि बरु ब्युटिफुल मुभिज थियो जस्तो लाग्छ हामी थिएटर्स गएर हेर्थ्यौँ होइन बच्चा बेलामा आई रिमेम्बर गोइङ टु थिएटर्स माई पेरेन्ट्स टुक मी टु थिएटर्स एन्ड द सङ्ग्स वर अल्सो सो ब्युटिफुल होइन पिपल कुड रिलेट टु इट वाट्स एभर एन्ड देन आई थिङ्क एनकल्चरेसन भयो बाहिरबाट अब इन्फ्लुएन्स भयो एन्ड पिपल वान्टेड टु मेक दोज काइन्ड अफ मुभिज आई डोन्ट नो वाइ होइन एन्ड द्याट वाज द वर्स्ट थिङ द्याट ह्यापन टु नेपाली मुभी इन्डस्ट्री त्यो बेलामा त यहाँले पढिरहनु भएको थियो नि त होइन अनि त्यो बेला यो सिचुएसन देख्दाखेरि ला सकिन्छ कि सकिँदैन जस्तो फियर चाहिँ भयो कि भएन त
त्यो बेला खासै भएन बिकज ठ्याक्क द इयर आई वेन्ट आई वाज एक्चुली सपोज टु डु अ मुभी हियर के त्यतिखेर मुभी डिजिटलाइजेसन भइसकेको थियो सानो संसार कागबिनी यिनीहरूको अनाउन्समेन्ट भइसकेको थियो क्या so त्यो टाइममा अनि आई वाज एक्चुली सपोज टु डु वान अफ दिज मुभिज पनि बट देन ठ्याक्क 1 year ग्याप भइसकेको थियो एन्ड मैले कलेज अप्लाई गरिसकेको थिएँ एन्ड आई गट इन्टु कलेज विथ लाइक full 100% scholarship and stuff. So I couldn't tell my dad कि अब पनि जान्दिनँ भनेर हुन त मलाई जान्नै मन थिएन त्यतिखेर I will tell you म यस्तो my heart broke when I had to go that time because I let go of 2 movies that I would have already debuted with 2 year मा 2007 मा had I not gone के so final phase मा गएर चाहिँ मैले मुभीबाट हात हटाउनु परेको थियो के and told the makers that I'm actually going to study and stuff अनि you know अब त्यो 16-17 वर्षमा when you say that to someone अनि त्यो मान्छेले पनि अब किन जानु पर्यो अनि फेरि त्यतिखेर त म फिल्म मेकिङै पढ्न जानु लाग्थेँ नि त फिल्म मेकिङै त पढ्न जानु लागि यहीँ पनि त कलेजहरू छ नि मुभी पनि गर्दै गरेर पढेको हुन्थ्यो सो द्याट अल्सो क्यान हिट मी के त्यो पनि त राइट नै हो नि त म किन जान लागेको जस्तो पनि भएको थियो क्या मलाई a few days and after I went there पनि हप्ता 10 दिन when I heard these movies started going on for and stuff I was actually very sad के सुरुमा कलेज गइसकेपछि because I felt like I'm letting go of an opportunity that was already there and waiting to finish my education in 5-6 years and go back when I don't even know if people would want me anymore because त्यस्तो खालीको feel हो नि त यो if you're out of sight you're out of mind you have to physically always be present खालीको so त्यो fear थियो अनि यो मुभिजहरू बन्न थालिसक्यो and then there were other movies and त्यो टाइममा I still remember like कागबिनी did really well and मेरो एउटा साथी छ भन्ने मुभी आयो that was like amazing सानो संसार did well and stuff and all these people that I see in these movies actresses Mission Paisa ayo Nisha is my friend Namrata is my friend all these people are my friends and I've been working with them खाली and they're all actresses and I'm nothing खालीको त्यस्तो phase आएको थियो के अनि but I was gone for 6 years so 6 years गर्दै क्रममा चाहिँ like you said when this new phase of cinema came in there were from really fantastic movies that came along but त्यो बिस्तारै अलिकति डिग्रेड हुन थाल्यो नि त because movie making started becoming a little easier real चाहिएन के चाहिएन एउटा क्यामेरा लिएर मान्छेले मुभी बनाउन थाल्यो and all that so त्यो फेजमा म फर्केर आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ डर चाहिँ मलाई लागेन किनभने I thought कि every time when industry goes through like a transitional phase or when new people trying to experiment with new things and stuff eventually it will work भन्ने थियो क्या मलाई and even if it doesn't I will have something that I can bring with to the plate because I'm a new person coming from outside. Ani मेरो पनि त आइडियाजहरु some might work, something might click, people might like me or people might not like me भन्ने पनि थियो है. What if nobody wants me as an actress भन्ने पनि phase पनि थियो. So अलिकति fear थियो, but I never let it like consume me or I never felt कि oh my god म गर्दिन or I'll do something else. I was 100% positive that I'd come back and it would work for me.
What were you planning to do once you returned back?
So I returned back with a movie offer actually. So one of these makers
जाँदा तीनटा आउँदा एउटा
so ठ्याक्क मेरो एजुकेसन सकेर अब म आउन लाग्छु है भनेर. So see यस्तो बेलामा चाहिँ अलिकति you have to use your brains as well नि त. So all these people who had become directors now were people I've already worked with 6 years ago, but in music videos and stuff, like you said. So I'm hearing, oh, you're a movie director, boy, so you're matching. And these are people I know. So when I was about to give my final few exams, my graduation, I started writing to them saying, okay, I finished my education. I'm thinking about coming back to Nepal to do something that I don't want to just come with nothing and come there and sit and wait. For me, coming to Nepal 2 point was leaving everything behind on top. My apartment, everything, the life I have created there for myself. And I had to be sure, Nita. So I didn't want to make the blind attempt. Okay? So and then a few scripts started coming in because people were making movies and stuff. And apparently people hadn't completely forgotten me. So out of all the scripts, then I just picked one. I gave it my green light and I said, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't just come like unnoticed and unannounced. Okay? So when I came, like your producers team, my best friend movie signed so team they came to receive me in the airport. So they media that Priyanka is back, she's debuting. So त्यो खालीको हलचल अलिकति चाहिँ हाइप अगाडि बढे. I thought it was necessary for me also to be able to sustain myself. अनि त्यो मुभी गर्न थालिसकेपछि चाहिँ then I just started meeting a lot more people because for me it wasn't that difficult नि त. म त मिडियामा काम गरिसकेको मान्छे थिएँ नि त. So गरिसकेको भएर त्यही आफूले चिन्जान गरेको मान्छेहरूलाई sometimes see it's important for you to also reach out. Okay? You can't just be like, oh म बाहिर पढेर आएको म त खतरा भयो गरौँ मलाई आफै मान्छेले अप्रोच गर्छ. It doesn't work like that. You also have to say, oh I'm back, if there's anything or we can work together, collaborate. So I did a lot of that in the beginning. 2-3 movies are like gare and त्यसपछि त it's just I've just been on a roll.
Rest is history हो कि क्या?
That's the one in it actually.
So there are a couple of things that I think एउटा lessons जस्तो takeaways जस्तो हुन्छ for anyone who wants to get into media. एउटा reaching out जुन यहाँले clearly भनिदिनु भयो है. अर्को चाहिँ मैले अलिकति time saving पनि देखेँ यहाँनिर. जस्तै जब त्यहाँ हुनुहुन्थ्यो यहाँले त्यही हुँदाखेरि नै आफ्नो सायद 6 महिना जुन यहाँ आएर वेस्ट हुन्थ्यो मान्छेसँग रिच आउट गरेर कनेक्ट गरेर त्यो चाहिँ उतै हुँदाखेरि सेभ गर्नुभयो जस्तो लाग्यो. आई थिङ्क यु युज्ड सोसियल मिडिया भेरी वेल त्यो बेलामा. इमेल इन्टरनेट
सोसियल मिडिया वेल
समटाइम्स टु मच हो कि क्या. सो त्यो एउटा होइन. सो अल्सो आई थिङ्क लाइक प्लान अहेड अनि त्यसपछि अगाडिदेखि नै आफ्नो टाइम सेभ कता गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि आई थिङ्क आई लर्न द्याट. मलाई त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभ चाहिँ बेटर लाग्यो.
No, I think see it's important. You might be like the most talented person that you've ever known or you've ever met, होइन? But तपाईँलाई मात्र थाहा भएर हुँदैन नि त. Other people also need to know that. And other people sometimes के हुन्छ अरे भने when you're actually really good at what you do, people get intimidated and scared to approach you or talk to you and stuff. So if you can break the ice and be the one to say, oh, see, I've seen your work or I like your work. It'd be great if we can work together sometime. And त्यसले त्यो एउटा यस्तो bridge गरिदिन्छ नि त्यो gap like it makes it so much easier. I felt it so many times. And I felt so many people say कि they are so intimidated by me and scared by me. तपाईँलाई त approach गर्न सकिँदैन and stuff हुन्छ नि. And it's okay, I get it. I think sometimes when you have a very strong voice and opinion and you're very vocal about things, मान्छेहरू अलिकति approach गर्न डराउने or त्यो automatically कस्तो घमण्डी होला यो केटी त भन्ने approach आउँछ. And it's only you that can change that, no? By reaching out to people and stuff. So you have to.
That happens a lot in Nepal जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई. नेपालमा चाहिँ and I think I've said this somewhere, I don't remember. एउटा फिमेलको चाहिँ एउटा इमेज जस्तो छ कि सफ्ट स्पोकन होइन अनि अलिकति चुप लागेर अलिकति यु अलवेज वुमेन इज अलवेज सपोज टु टेक अ ब्याक स्टेप एन्ड लिसन भन्ने एउटा इमेज जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई. एन्ड यु डेफिनेटली डोन्ट कम अक्रस एज द्याट काइन्ड अफ पर्सन. सो त्यही भएर अप्रोच गर्न गाह्रो छ भनेर चाहिँ धेरैले सोच्नुहुन्छ. एन्ड यु अलङ विथ लाइक कपाल अफ अदर फिमेल पब्लिक फिगर्स आई क्यान नेम बट आई वान्ट होइन उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ अप्रोच गर्न गाह्रो छ भनेर मान्छेहरूले भन्नुभएको छ क्या सो आई थिङ्क दिस इज वान वन्डरफुल आइडिया द्याट युभ गिभन टु पिपल हु एभर वान्ट्स टु गेट इन टु मिडिया हाइप भन्ने वर्ड आएको थियो बिचमा हामीले कुरा गर्दा गर्दै होइन सो एउटा कस्तो छ भन्दाखेरि मिडियामा एनी एस्पेक्ट्स चाहे त्यो रेडियो होस् टेलिभिजन होस् प्याजेन्ट होइन एन्ड देन फिल्म्स इभेन्चुली होइन एभ्रिथिङ इज अबाउट हाइप सो कहिले कहिले चाहिँ मलाई यो अलिक बढी नै हुन्छ नि जस्तो तपाईँले हजुरले भन्नुभएको वाला चाहिँ इट्स पर्फेक्टली फाइन होइन दे वर ट्राइङ टु वेलकम यु इट वाज फर अ मुभी सो इट्स बिगर पिक्चर समटाइम्स आई फिल लाइक अलिक बढी नै स्टोरी बिल्डिङ भएन र जस्तो फिल हुन्छ क्या मलाई नट द्याट वान द वान यु सेड इट वाज अ मच बेटर स्टोरी होइन बट हुन्छ कि जस्तो लाग्छ कि एन्ड आई पर्सनली फिल लाइक जबरजस्ती बिजनेस गर्न खोजा हो कि जस्तो लाग्छ डु यु अल्सो फिल द्याट वे समटाइम्स
I feel that all the time because look, using media or using even forget media, your own afne social space with all these people being so active on so many platforms, you can be your own hype person. So having said that, sometimes yes, it's very important to bring a hype to the things you're doing. Suppose you're starting a new business, I'm starting a new business, I'm starting a new show or something भने त मैले त मान्छेलाई भन्नु पर्यो नि त यस्तो छ है or watch it or यस्तो छ है मेरो यो ठाउँमा यति नम्बरको स्टल छ है or come visit. So that hype is very very important because that is growth.
That also makes sense, no?
हैन but doesn't mean you need hype about every single thing that happens in your life. That's not necessary. त्यो चाहिँ just to stay त्यो ओए मेरो चर्चा भइराखोस् भन्ने खालीको हाइप चाहिँ इज नट गुड के त्यो खालीको चाहिँ इज नट गुड अब समटाइम्स त्यो मेरो लाइफमा चाहिँ फेरि चाहेर नचाहेर पनि इट किप्स कमिङ एन्ड देयर इज नथिङ आई क्यान डु अबाउट इट
एन्ड आई अल्सो फिल लाइक your audiences, you're a certain group, they want to know from you.
No, they want to know, which is fine, and I give them so much information from my own side because I've always been very engaged with my audience and social media. I stay very active. Whatever it is, my life and stuff, I'm the first one to break it to them and stuff. But the news that is wait for any kind of news or any kind of information to come from me because when I've been always sharing everything,
it's very obvious.
It's very obvious. So like you said, anything for clickbait, anything for that hype, unnecessary hype. So unnecessary hype ekdamai धेरै छ which is actually bothering and a little troublesome हैन but having said that hype चाहिँदैन भन्ने चाहिँ हैन hype चाहिन्छ तपाईको घरमा 12 किलोको सुनको हात्ती छ तपाईलाई मात्र थाहा छ भने त you're not going to make money out of it at all.
Damn.
You need to let people know, oh, come and visit. So rupiyaँको tickets are then they'll come, no? So that's the kind of hype you need in your life.
True. जुन चाहिँ अलिकति meaningful होस् भनेर
meaningful that benefits you. It needs to benefit you in a good way.
True. अब अहिले सोसियल मिडियाको कुरा छ होइन यो चाहिँ अलि एक स्टेप पछि है त मैले चाहिँ यहाँ अलिकति फेब्रिकेसनको कुरा गर्न चाहन्छु बिकज अ लट अफ थिङ्स द्याट वी डु इन मिडिया नो म्याटर वाट इट्स अलिकति त्यसमा फेब्रिकेसन छ बिट मेकअप होइन त्यो भनेको त्यो एउटा एक्स्ट्रा लेयर एड गरेको जस्तो भयो होइन अब स्टोरिजमा पनि त्यस्तै हुन्छ लाइट हुन्छ वाट एभर होइन एभ्रिथिङ त्यो मुभी बनाउँदा पनि अलिकति फेब्रिकेसन हुन्छ अलिकति एक्जाजरेटेड हुन्छ त्यही कुरा हाइपमा पनि हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ क्या मलाई एन्ड समटाइम्स फिल लाइक इभन एज आर्टिस्ट होइन धेरैजना ले चाहिँ अलिक फेक स्टोरी दिन खोज्नु भएको छ कि जस्तो लाग्छ कि त्यो हाइप क्रिएट गर्ने क्रममा कि हेभ यु एभर फेल्ट द्याट वे द्याट यर कन्टेम्पोरेरिज ओर अदर पिपल इन मिडिया हेभ गन त्यो हुन्छ नि अलिकति लाइट टु द अडियन्स जस्तो फिल हुन्छ नि
या मेनी टाइम्स कस्तो हुन्छ नि अ लट अफ द टाइम्स चाहिँ मुभी प्रमोसनहरूमा हुन्छ नि त्यस्तोमा चाहिँ धेरै जस्तो यस्तो युज गर्न खोज्छ आई हेभ नेभर बिन in support of that फेरि कि अब एक को स्टारहरूको झगडा भएको देखाइदिउँ या त लभ परेको देखाइदिउँ
कि ब्रेकअप भएको देखाइदिउँ
त हो खालीको हुन्छ नि यस्तो यस्तो कुराहरू न्युज बनायो भने चाहिँ त्यो मुभी या त्यो सब्जेक्टले अलिकति ऊ पाउँछ भन्ने खालीको क्या हाइप
अलिकति न अलि बढी नै अटेन्सन पाउँछ जस्तो
सो यो त एकदमै हुन्छ लाइक एकदम हुन्छ
फेक रिलेसनशिप्स आर समथिङ द्याट पिपल युज यो क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ अलिक बढी है यहाँको पनि मुभी आउनु लाग्दाखेरि यहाँ ठ्याक्क यु गाइज वर लाइक इन रिलेसनसिप एन्ड अ लट अफ पिपल थट इट वाज फेक
but I would say real too.
And so real that she's pregnant now. They have a beautiful family now. It's so cool. Now let's get into social media. अब सोसियल मिडिया कस्तो भयो भन्दाखेरि पहिले रेडियो गर्नु पर्थ्यो फर बिजनेस मनी होइन मिडियामा के गर्ने भन्दाखेरि अब टेलिभिजन गर्नु पर्थ्यो बिस्तारै आयो टेलिभिजन गरिन्थ्यो पैसाको लागि विच यु हेभ अल्सो डन बाई द वे टिनेजमै गर्नु भइहाल्यो त्यसपछि बिग स्क्रिन होइन यस्तो कुरा थियो अहिले अब अझै एउटा थपिएको भन्छु म चाहिँ होइन बट आई वुड वान्ट टु नो यर पर्सपेक्टिभ एज वेल तर एसियनमा सोसियल मिडिया पनि थप्यो होइन सो यहाँले जब सोसियल मिडिया आउन थालेको थियो डिड यु हेभ दिस थिङ द्याट मेबी यसबाट पनि आई क्यान मेक मनी आई क्यान डु बिजनेस ओर हाउ डिड यु सी सोसियल मिडिया वेन इट स्टार्टेड starting phase ma?
Beginning with obviously, I don't think you won't think of it as, oh, there's something new that's come up, I'll make money from it. त हुँदैन सुरुमा चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ भएन है अब each their own, everybody has their own opinions and stuff. म चाहिँ सुरुमा social media आउँदाखेरि it was very intriguing के it's a new thing, I get to share my life through photos. अब सुरुमा Facebook आयो, सुरुमा त अझ high five and MySpaceहरू थियो नि, so त्यो बेलादेखि नै I used to use these things just because I've always been fascinated by these things, okay? Sharing my stuff and I've always been very vocal. It's a social platform. So high five आयो, MySpace आयो, then Facebook आयो, and then slowly there was like Twitter, and then Instagram took the world like over. अनि अहिले Clubhouse and stuffहरू पनि छ हैन. So it's growing and stuff. तर सुरुमा चाहिँ I never looked at it as money making business हैन. तर सुरुदेखि I knew that use it to your advantage and you will see result one day. That's I knew always. Because see, if there's an app that's introduced that is gaining so much momentum worldwide, then the eventually financial aspect that I also need. So you need to think this okay? Eventually also. See, right now I don't know what I can do with it. But if I stay active and if I put my game strong and if I just do what I'm supposed to do, social media platforms and stuff, eventually this is going to go somewhere because of all the hype that the app created and stuff. Similarly with YouTube, so early YouTube, everybody started doing their own channels and their own content and stuff. And I started creating my content 2 years back when I did Just Not a Love Story.
Yeah.
And then I had so many people ask me like, YouTube like you should give it to channels and stuff. So they were channels who were wanting my thing. But I was like, no. YouTube is going to give me a lot of revenue, I know. So if I start pushing it and then I start reaching out to my subscribers with content that is actually good and that's actually real, then beside people will start having faith in what I put, what I upload on my content and stuff. And then my channel, my YouTube is going to be my brand. It's a representation or extension of who I am. So I started working on it and now it's doing wonders for me when like there's lockdown everywhere and stuff.
Yeah,
I have this credibility and people who come to my channel expecting good content. And so me and my husband, we work accordingly to make sure that we deliver. So I think it's always best to like whatever you put your effort into, like try to direct it towards a way that will bring you benefits. I wouldn't say monetary benefits, but any kind of benefit in the long run. Okay?
So basically, media business is not just about money. What are other things that it is about?
Media business, it'll come down to money, see, because whatever business you do, you want to make money, obviously. That's why you put your hand into it. But a lot of the times when it's media, it's like tricky. You don't want to put content out there that is like not classy and stuff just because you feel like, a certain population will watch it and stuff. Because there's a lot of content.
I think rather than saying classy, we can say that doesn't match with your personality.
Yeah, or everybody's personality. So more than money, I think it's such a beautiful platform to put across stories that you can create without any interference from anyone. About the sappadana content creator, if you look at it that way,
true.
There might be so many people who might have dreams of entering the industry. I want to run my show, I want to do a podcast, I want to do a cooking show, I want to do like a lifestyle blog, whatever. You have that
access now.
Access
medium.
You don't have to go through a channel or मलाई TV ले opportunity दिएन, मलाई radio ले मेरो voice सुन्न ठाउँ दिएन and stuff. If you actually have that passion and that craft to do it, then just do it. Just open YouTube and just open your channel and do it. So So now after that, it's up to you, how you want to take it forward.
Definitely. So there are two terms that we can bring in this context. One is a business brand, sorry, or a personal brand, sorry, okay. And now I think at this point of time, people can merge it.
Yeah.
You know, and you are, I think, a perfect example of that. Like I said, I'm start offer मैले भनेको थिएँ हैन, घर बसेर कपमा केक बनाएर you made so much money जस्तो लाग्छ के मलाई. And that is so inspiring because a lot of people lost their job during COVID and it's very unfortunate. महामारीको समयमा कसैको करियर माथि गइरहेको थियो भने पनि झर्यो हैन, मिडियामै पनि अनि मिडिया बाहिर पनि धेरै जनाले जागिर धेरै जनाको जागिर गयो भनौँ न. And I think the way you again took over with your thing हैन, that was एउटा आइडिया जस्तो पनि आए जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई, सबैलाई आउन पनि सक्छ हैन. You never know who you inspire. So what happened to you when COVID happened? Because COVID भनेको चाहिँ अब अहिले हामीले अब लङ्गर रनमा अहिले मेबी 1.5-2 वर्षपछि हेऱ्यौँ भने त कति थिएटर्सहरू नै बन्द भयो एउटा एक्टरको रूपमा हेर्दाखेरि हैन. यस्तो हुन्थ्यो हुँदैन थियो थाहा थिएन, तर डेफिनेटली अब भिडभाड कम हुन्छ केही समयको लागि चाहिँ भनेर बुझ्नुभयो हैन. So before you did the cooking show that you have with your family, त्यो भन्दा अगाडि त्यो एउटा space थियो नि त खाली. What was going on in your mind at that point of time, from business perspective, from career perspective?
So for me, first of all, ke bhayo bhane, this whole thing also worked in my favor, okay, in a way. Because yes, COVID bhayo, it's very unfortunate. We're still dealing with it, and we still don't know.
I know.
Kaile samma lockdown khulcha, kaile bata band huncha, when the next wave is going to hit and stuff. So the uncertainty ajai pani cha. And the uncertainty has hit, especially the media industry, the hardest is the
Yeah, true.
Tourism also, definitely, the hotel business and stuff, and also media. Because for us, you want to start a new film, new project, your crew is always going to be very big. You have to go to location, light. So it is a business that involves a lot of people coming together and working, which is very difficult right now with the COVID situation. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि proper way मा movie start हुने, hallहरु सञ्चालन हुने, त्यो त I don't even think we can even imagine. अहिले पनि for the next, God knows, 6, 7, 8 months, maybe a year, you know. So मेरो लागि चाहिँ how it worked for me was, ठ्याक्क we got married and त्यसको 1 महिनामा lockdown भयो के.
Home honeymoon.
So yeah, so कस्तो भयो भने यसै पनि maybe we would have taken some time off. I'm saying we because my husband is right here, so घरिघरि उसलाई हेर्ने बानी भएर चाहिँ. Anyways, so यसै पनि I think we would have taken some time off, okay? Because अब भर्खर बिहा भएको छ and stuff, and we were in त्यो पुरै festivity mode and stuff, and we had just shifted to our new house. So shift हुँदा हुँदै पनि lockdown भएको थियो. So first मा it didn't hit me that hard. सुरुमा चाहिँ because there was so much to do, के घर सर्ने भइरहेको थियो and stuff, and newlywed, so you know there's this new energy living with my husband and stuff. अनि त्यो हुँदै हुँदै गइरहेको बेलामा ल COVID is hit भन्ने भयो. अनि त्यतिखेरै after around 2-3 months भनौँ न, we got married in Feb, March बाट lockdown भयो, May June तिरबाट त I started my show. So it was just basically April May 2 महिना that we stayed idle and stuff. And त्यो 2 महिना पनि because it was just him and me, nobody else in the house, and we had to cook नि त, के नि के त खानु पर्यो नि. And I'm not really a त्यस्तो cook before that, I'm a very noodles kind of person. म खाँदै नखाइकन सुत्ने मान्छे हो.
Same.
My husband, he got so impressed with me. पछि के जस्तो उसले अहिले पनि एक्जाम्पल दिन्छ के, मान्छेहरूले त पहिला बिहा गर्नुभन्दा अगाडि ओ यस्तो खाना पकाउन आउँछ यस्तो भनेर बिहा गर्छ अरे हैन. But with me त he also discovered, like I was also discovering, ए उसलाई त पकाउन पनि आउँदो रहेछ भनेर as we were doing it, के.
I think it's also because you didn't have a lot of time to.
I didn't. Yeah.
Because
and
I heard
so,
that your schedule was very packed, and that's why you're a noodle kind of person.
Yeah, and then so पछि पनि बनाउन थाल्सकेपछि I became like a very fancy chef, के. The normal खानाहरु बनाउन मन नलाग्ने, अनि के एक्सपेरिमेन्ट गर्न मन लाग्ने.
YouTube हेरेर.
Yeah, YouTube हेर्ने, कुकिङ बुक्सहरु, भ्लग्सहरु पढ्ने हैन, अनि मान्छेहरुको अब रेसिपी कति धेरै छ नि त अहिले त, like websites and stuff. त्यहाँबाट पढ्ने. And then that's how this idea came, के. Oh, we should start like cooking show and share all these recipes with everybody and stuff. And let's see how it works भनेर हैन. And that's how we started doing it, okay. अनि Chop Diary start गर्यो. So सुरुदेखि like I said again, now that we decided to do Chop Diaries, it's effort नि त. Effort to set up cameras and get lights and invest in all that, because we didn't have all of that सुरुमा. Ayush has always been very passionate about like shooting and cinematography and stuff, so he had his cameras and stuff, so we were like, let's just start our own production. So then हामीले production house पनि दर्ता गर्यो and stuff हुन्छ नि, and then we started doing it. तर अब त्यो गर्दाखेरि पनि, now that you've made up your mind to do a show that needs so much investment, not just in terms of money पनि, in terms of time and space and energy and everything, so obviously we have to be smart about it. So then we were like, okay, let's reach out and see if there are any brands who want to collaborate and stuff. And so then we started reaching out to different brands and got sponsors and stuff. And so that's how it worked. So like I said again, reaching out is very important. Tell people, Ani, what is the kind of content that you're trying to make? Ours was cooking, so it was very easy for us to reach out to all these cooking somewhere related, like utensils, rice ko brand, your brand, त्यो brand. त्यसरी काम गर्न थाल्यो. अनि गर्दै गइसकेपछि we were like, okay, मैले मात्रै कुक गरेर गर्दा might start getting monotonous. Let's start getting guests. So then we started getting guests, and बिस्तारै त्यो guest को segment पनि then राम्रो हुन थाल्यो and stuff. And then we started making vlogs and stuff, because as it is, we thought यस्तो नराम्रो न्यूजहरु बन्छ मान्छेहरुमा because of that hype that they want to create. Let's create our own hype. You know, let's make our own videos and share our stories with the world.
Why should meme page have all the fun? Okay.
Exactly. म त meme page पनि खोल्न लागिसकेको थिएँ, आफ्नो meme आफै बनाउने भनेर. The best ones, के exclusive memes हुन्छ नि. But त्यति साह्रो चाहिँ हामीले गरेन हैन. But then I thought, you know, if we start giving our own content away to people, it's going to be so authentic first, because it's real नि त. It's not going to be fabricated or twisted around and stuff with the TRP angle हुँदैन. And then so then we started sharing our journey, and ठ्याक्क अब like I told you, timing worked so well because then I got pregnant भएको बेलामा कोभिड नभएको भए सायद अलिकति sad हुन्थ्यो होला, because I would have to take a break anyways, and then I'd be like, oh, everybody's working and stuff, and I'm having to detach myself and stuff, and so is my husband because he has to take care of me. So both of us are not working when the energy because we are still going through the COVID phase, and I'm almost about to deliver. So I think sometimes you just need to see how it works for you. It might not work in the same way for everybody else. But checking your reality and where you stand and what you want to do and how you can utilize that time, energy and space to create something for you is something only you will know.
True.
So to say गर्नुपर्छ क्या.
Wonderfully said. यहाँले यो स्टोरी सबै सुनाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ what I realized was त्यो स्टिमुलाई हेरेर इन्भाइरोमेन्ट हेरेर आफूलाई एडजस्ट गर्दै गयो भने थिङ्स आर गोना work for you जस्तो चाहिँ यहाँको स्टोरीबाट थाहा भयो because you got married and then you got pregnant and you're not even losing work in between because there is no work happening, but यसो हेर्दा त्यसो देख्छ, but it's actually there is no work happening, so you were free, so you use your own skills, newly found skill apparently in your case, newly found skill, and your partner of course who was extremely supportive to you, and then you also saw that okay, it's my business pani cha because you're already a brand in yourself, then you started reaching out. So I think to see opportunities in everything that's happening is also I think a right way because see honestly यहाँ पपुलर हुनुहुन्छ डेफिनेटली होइन यहाँ जतिकै यहाँको कन्टेम्पोरेरिजहरू पनि हुनुहुन्छ नि त बट nobody really did that but you did that, so I think
it's all about what you think works best for you and what kind of space and energy you are in. For me that was important that time because you've also known me for a very long time. I cannot just sit idle and not do anything for a very long time. I have heard that, yes, Hazur. I constantly need to be doing something and the other. So मेरो लागि this is what worked for me. Doesn't mean it has to work that way for everyone. True. Each their own. Everybody has their own priorities and in life. So अहिले पनि I find it so funny. All these people keep calling me up for like phone about interview and stuff. And one question I keep getting, common question, saying कि अब pregnant हुनु भएको छ, बच्चा पाइसकेपछि 1.5 वर्ष काम गरिँदैन होला, and I was like, dude, why? Like why do you just assume that after pregnancy and childbirth you cannot work? There's a difference between cannot and will not. Maybe I will not. Maybe it's my choice. Maybe I want to exclusively breastfeed my baby for 3 years and like just stay attached to my baby at home. That's my choice. But cannot भन्नु भनेको चाहिँ I think it's wrong because see nobody has that kind of power or authority over me to say okay now you can work, now you cannot work. No. So that is something, that is that little highly patriarchal society on there. So this bubble but say आफै पनि निस्किनु पर्छ. And I've said this in so many interviews, okay? Don't use the word cannot. Maybe you can ask me, will you or will you not work? Definitely. Or what are your plans? This is answer I can give you, but if you can tell me cannot, then I cannot give you an answer because that is not a situation or not a word that exists in my vocabulary. That nice. I cannot do something. I can always do whatever I want to do. Yeah. So त्यो खालको power and choice saying, like I told you, it's up to you. You have to feel it, Nita. But just because someone is doing something, or कसैको example दियो भने रातारात I cannot aspire to be that person because I will not be able to be that person. That person has उसको आफ्नै space, energy, whatever life that they're going through to create that space for themselves, which will never match with mine. So what you can do, like I said, is understand your situation, see where you want to go, see that opportunities are endless. You just have to see what works best for you, okay? And there's always something that will work for you. But in between seeing and actually making it done, there's a bit of stress. Just a lack of malai, but it's a bit of stress and there's a bit of effort and hard work also you have to put in. You cannot also just stay and be like, oh, why is my life like this and stuff. You also have to push, no? You also have to आफ्नो साइडबाट आफूले पनि reach out गर्नु पर्यो नि त with whatever it is that you want to. I was actually about to get into your pregnancy wala angle because I know people think that way, especially media ma, तर यो कुरा चाहिँ अलिक पछि पनि गरौँला हामीहरू है. अहिले चाहिँ what I wanted to ask is because यहाँले जब चप डायरीज स्टार्ट गर्नुभयो, you said you reached out to brands. How did the brands respond? Because त्यो अलिकति नयाँ थियो नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा. सोच्ने नै हो भने लकडाउनको समयमा of course ब्रान्ड्सहरू पनि कन्फ्युज हुनुहुन्थ्यो नि त के गर्ने कस्तो गर्ने भनेर हैन. So I'm sure you reached out to amazing brands because you have that access र contact networking त्यो सबै छ हैन. How did they react? Was it like mostly positive or negative? भन्नाले यहाँलाई उ गर्नको लागि सपोर्ट गर्नको लागि कुनै पनि ब्रान्डले सुरुमै अप्रोच गर्ने बित्तिकै नाइ भन्दैन कि मैले देखेको है अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ because of lockdown, like you said, physically ads बनाउन सकिरहेको छैन ब्रान्ड्सहरूले पनि. You not being able to show yourself ni ta. And a lot of the times what works with brands is ads. They make ads and stuff. They want to sponsor events or sponsor shows or whatever, this thing or the other. So when I told them I'm coming up with my show and stuff, and then detailed way ma मैले पठाएँ एउटा proposal, this is the segments, this is where I'm going to incorporate you, I'm going to use your products. If it was like a food or like sample, whatever, I would say every time I use the product, I'll make sure I show you a label and stuff. If it was utensils and banagura and stuff, then I would tell them close-up shot, I would show you logo and stuff without you. So yeah, it needed a few discussions and stuff. But from my end, say I never felt like, oh, made a show, so you have to say yes, point. Okay. So no matter how many times they wanted to like cross question or sit down again and कुराकानी गरौँ ल यताबाट यो मिलाऊँ यो प्राइसिङ गरौँ यो गरौँ, I was willing to do everything के त्यो टाइममा, because you also have to understand situation के छ नि त. अहिलेको टाइममा त not getting brand भन्दा बरु getting a brand and negotiating a few things would always work for me more, instead of saying oh घरमा म ल मेरो सँग यो भन्दा हुँदैन. So I never took that approach because times were such नि त. So यो सबै कुरामा पनि it was important to be flexible, and I was flexible. If they wanted to meet me a couple of times, 2-3 times, Zoom call, this call, that call, I made time for everything because that was something I wanted. I wanted it to work, and eventually it worked.
This attitude of flexibility in you, which you have mentioned a couple of times, अघिदेखि 3-4 चोटि युज भइसक्यो जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई फ्लेक्सिबल भन्ने वर्ड हैन. अनि यो कुरा चाहिँ बिकज आइभ बीन हियर अलिअलि कता कता थोरै काम गरिरहेको बेलामा चाहिँ म सुनेको छु के अफ हाउ फ्लेक्सिबल यु आर, अनि यहाँले कसरी काम गर्नुहुन्छ, यहाँको एटिट्युड कस्तो छ कामप्रति अथवा डिल गर्ने बेलाको कुरा भइरहेको यो हैन. How did you get this idea? किनभने कस्तो छ नेपालमा भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ जब किनभने यहाँको स्टोरी अलिक पुरानै हो नि त, टिनेजदेखि स्टार्ट गर्नु भएको हो नि त हैन. टिनेजदेखि नै अघि भन्नुभयो नि, म यहाँ कत्रो आई फरगट द वर्ड एक्ज्याक्टली, तर म भयङ्कर वाज द वर्ड हैन, भयङ्कर भइसक्नु भएको नै थियो कि 16-17 को एजमा त्यो किसिमको काम, त्यति धेरै टिभी सोज एन्ड स्टफ हैन, धेरै काम हो क्या त्यो 17-18 मा त्यति पैसा कमाउनु भने हैन. त्यो भइसक्दाखेरि यो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी आउनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा कहाँबाट सिक्नु भयो? यहाँले धेरै मान्छेमा छैन कि यो नेपालमा. आई नो द्याट फर अ फ्याक्ट. अलिकति एटिट्युड बढी भइहाल्छ होइन, मै हो भन्ने टाइपको आइहाल्छ सबैमा होइन. सो यो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी भन्ने वर्ड अथवा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी चाहिन्छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ यो बिजनेसमा when and where did you learn that, if you remember?
I think first it hit me the hardest was like I told you 17 वर्ष 18 वर्ष हुँदाखेरि जुन म आफूलाई यस्तो टप भन्ने ठानेर म अमेरिका गएको थिएँ हैन.
भयङ्कर प्लिज. म
भयङ्कर होइन रहेछ के, because nobody knew me there. You know? Okay. First realization. Nobody knew me there. I got my own space. I worked 2 jobs. I used to work as a waitress and I used to also work at a grocery store. अनि मैले पढेको कलेजमा खासै नेपालीहरू चाहिँ थिएन, बिकज आई वेन्ट टु फिल्म स्कुल. त्यो बेलामा फिल्म स्कुल पढ्न जाने त्यो आइडिया पनि मान्छेको दिमागमा थिएन. अनि त्यो भने पनि a lot of families would not probably support.
Definitely
that.
not.
Yeah, because this is 16 years back. So I didn't have a lot of Nepali friends and stuff. So त्यहाँ गइसकेपछि चाहिँ what I first learned is definitely to be grounded, because the reality was I was a very small, not even a star, just एउटा ओभरनाइट ब्युटी प्याजेन्ट जितेर 2-3 भिडियो सिडियो गरेको एउटा सानो देशको एउटा सानो मान्छे मात्रै थिएँ कि म. एन्ड आई ह्याड नो सिग्निफिकेन्स वाट्सएभर एज सुन एज आई left Nepal and went somewhere else. So त्यो realization also came in. And when I was studying there and meeting all these different people from all over the world and studying films and stuff, पनि अलिकति grounded चाहिँ definitely बनाए, because once you're away from your family and your home and you have to do everything, cook yourself, clean yourself, do your own laundry and work on any jobs and serve other people, the kind of jobs that a lot of people would not think is appropriate, that people still think. So that also made me realize the importance that all jobs matter. All jobs are the same. So त्यो realization त्यो बेलादेखि भयो कि 18-19 देखि नै, when I was working as a waitress waiting tables and I was working at a grocery store. Grocery store मा काम गर्दाखेरि like fresh vegetables, fruits आयो भने I had to like clean the fridge and भित्रको त्यो. So these aren't things that people will proudly say नि त, because हाम्रोमा त्यो mentality छ त्यो नेपालमा त काम चाहिँ राम्रो काम होइन भन्ने. So त्यो realization भयो बिस्तारै. And then when I came back to Nepal and त्यो industry, like I told you, त्यतिखेर was in a very transitional phase.
Extremely.
होइन, नयाँ मेकर्सहरू आइरहेको थियो, नयाँ मुभिजहरू आइरहेको थियो. Movies were starting to get redefined. A lot of people not knowing what kind of movies they were wanting to make. So त्यो एकदम त्यो यस्तो हल्लिएको फाउन्डेसन थियो क्या त्यतिखेर. And then I realized, यहाँ आएर the best way to actually, you have to live नि त, survive, is by understanding where these people come from also. कतिचोटि म यहाँ सुन्छु क्या मान्छेहरूले भन्छ यो मान्छेले त यति लाख लियो यो मान्छेले त मुभीमा यति लाख लियो रेट उहाँको घटेन यस्तो हुन्छ अनि म सोच्थेँ क्या त्यो बेलामा पनि कि आवर इन्डस्ट्री इजन्ट द्याट सलिड येट क्या
डेफिनेटली
वेयर यु क्यान टेल अ सर्टन मेकर कि म यतिभन्दा तलमा कामै गर्दिनँ भनेर बिकज यो इन्डस्ट्रीको वी डोन्ट ह्याभ स्टुडियोज वी डोन्ट ह्याभ लाइक भ्यानिटी ब्यान्ड एन्ड स्टफ वेयर यु क्यान डिमान्ड थिङ्स एन्ड स्टफ इट्स गन अ लट बेटर होइन तर कतिचोटि चाहिँ इफ यु गेट द्याट लिटल अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङ एन्ड assurance to your makers or producers, then it would go such a long way. And I lived that, okay? Because then I went on to work with the same producers in 5, 6, 7 movies and Sydney started repeating me and stuff. So in an industry where nothing is rock solid, where there's no foundation, where forget foundation, where even the government hasn't recognized you as an industry.
Yes.
Their flexibility is the only word that works, okay? And it's worked for me. It's been 16, 17 years.
Definitely.
And I know post my baby, when I go back to work and stuff, because of all, I wouldn't say favor, shave or anything, but because of all the cooperation that I've given to different brands and different movies and producers and people I've worked with, it's something that won't be forgotten, okay? And त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ doesn't mean कि you have to stoop down है फेरि फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी भनेको चाहिँ जहिले जे काम गराए पनि गरिदिने पैसा पनि नलिने त्यो होइन you take value see because every actor has a value कि I always your opening value तपाईको मुभी आयो तपाईको युट्युबमा भिडियो आयो तपाईको म्युजिक भिडियो आयो तपाईको कुनै शो आयो भने how many people will watch that how many people talk about it how much is your name mentioned everywhere that is your value जस्तो लाग्छ के and you charge for that value
definitely
not more than that not because you think you're so bhayangar like I used to think right you charge but keeping in mind कि कति छ त त्यो बनाउँदाको बजेट कति थियो what is the capability of that person who's going to pay you त्यो मान्छेले आफ्नो घर जग्गा बेचेर तपाईलाई पैसा तिर्नु पर्यो भने that person will never work with you
it's a sin as well
हैन अनि so all these things like say I've always tried to be compassionate and understand हुन्छ नि there have been some movies जहाँ मैले आफ्नो रेगुलर लिने रेट भन्दा धेरै कममा पनि काम गरेको छु because I liked the concept so much and I liked where I saw the movie would go and it went there and last month it worked for me Nita. See if you work with some people at a rate that is a little reasonable than what you would normally charge and if that project gets you 10 other movies where you can charge more than you would normally be charging then it's a win-win for you I think so यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ you need to be able to see what project will work for you what won't work for you but again having said that चाहिँ सोर्सन हुने गरी चाहिँ होइन I'm not trying to promote that भोलि गएर चाहिँ प्रियङ्काले यस्तो भन्नुभएको थियो म त फ्रीमा काम गर्छु त्यस्तो होइन you have to be paid for your work always because it's effort you're making तर just see कुन चाहिँ पार्टमा कोसँग कसरी बोलेर कोसँग कसरी रिलेसन राखेर where it takes you that is important especially हाम्रो इन्डस्ट्रीमा चाहिँ
डोरम्याट हुनु भएन
never
मैले खासमा अरु नै क्वेशन सेट गरेको थिएँ but then you use this word फ्रीमा काम गरिदिन्छु है so when I started back in like I decided I'll do hosting in 2016 September and 2017 ko early ma there was one of these events and I've only wanted to do hosting by the way there hasn't been much that I want to do though people think that huncha ni end goal चाहिँ movies नै हो हैन but I've always wanted to do hosting so एउटा एकदम ठुलो इभेन्ट छ हैन अनि यो चाहिँ एकदम रेगुलर हुँदो रहेछ मलाई चाहिँ अलिक कमै भयो because maybe I also look अलिकता intimidating and unapproachable and so people are a little scared to say those things to me so someone called me and said निष्मा चाहिँ बोल्नु भएको हजुर तपाईले भर्खर करियर सुरु गर्नु भएको रहेछ होस्टिङ गर्नु भएको रहेछ एक दुई इभेन्ट गर्नु भएको रहेछ सो हाम्रो चाहिँ एउटा यस्तो ठुलो यस्तो फ्यासन सो छ we are trying to approach you as a host I got very happy त्यो क्या लेभल थियो कि बल्ल 3 महिना 4 महिना भएको थियो सुरु गरेको I got so happy and excited तर सुन्नुस् न यसमा चाहिँ तपाईलाई पेमेन्ट चाहिँ छैन है we are giving you exposure त्यहाँदेखि यो एक्सपोजर भन्ने वर्डसँग अलिकति मलाई चिड भयो हैन
त्यो एकदम युज हुने वर्ड हो है फेरि
also I realized that यो चाहिँ धेरै हुँदो रहेछ अरूहरुलाई चाहिँ because I started sharing my story मा त्यस्तो भने फ्रीमा काम गर भन्यो भनेर हैन अनि यो एक्सपोजर दिन्छु भनेर चाहिँ धेरै भनिन्दो रहेछ के स्पेशली गर्ल्सहरुलाई हैन because this place is also about attention हैन अब त्यहाँ एक्सपोजरकै बारेमा हो नि त एक्सपोजर अटेन्सन चाहिँ भने पनि एउटै कुरा so have you ever faced that
yeah I still do
अझै पनि फ्रीमा काम गर्नु
भन्नाले पनि मोनेटरी बेनिफिट्स हामी दिन सक्दिन तर तपाईलाई हामी एक्सपोजर दिस द सेम वर्ड
why would you need exposure
I've still had to dealt with this exposure and तपाईलाई राम्रो हुन्छ अर्को वर्ड है तपाईलाई पनि राम्रो हुन्छ हाम्रो सर्कलमा तपाई इन्ट्रोड्युस हुन्छ and I was like what your circle of like 40 people हुन्छ नि but I don't say it all obviously but it's things that come to my mind and stuff but then again त्यसलाई पनि अब I handled it properly I never come across rude and say oh what do you think you are हैन I politely decline and stuff so ठिक छ I mean no exposure is good for people who are starting out and stuff exposure is good but then I would also like to say ki just because you're giving exposure to someone that's great you know if you have a big platform where you're launching someone new and stuff but त्यो मान्छेले गरेको कामको even if you can't pay them like how you would pay superstars and stuff I think payment is always important
even 30-40%
you have to pay people when you approach them for whatever kind of work it is whatever stage of their career they are in because you are hiring someone to work with see when you hire a painter even if you're like a billionaire you'll still pay that painter you won't say कि तिमीले मेरो घर पेन्ट गरेको भाइ तिमीलाई एक्सपोजर हुन्छ भोलि म सबैलाई भनिदिन्छु you would never say that to a painter so why would you say that to an artist
is it because people don't see art like making movies or say speaking in my story in my context as a money making business is it
not just that it's not they don't see it as a money making business they don't see it as a respectable or a reputed profession
true.
त्यो वेमा हेर्दैन क्या ए मानिहाल्छ नि त्यो खालीको अप्रोच अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ आइम भेरी सरी टु से बट देयर आर सो मेनी पिपल हु गिभ इन अल्सो क्या आई नो अफ सो मेनी पिपल हु से कि म आफै फ्रीमा काम गरिदिन्छु अर ओ मलाई खेलाउनुहोस् मलाई एक्ट्रेस बनाउनुहोस् म इन्भेस्ट पनि गरिदिन्छु सो यो त दुई हातले ताली बज्ने हो नि त अनि जब यस्तो मान्छेहरू धेरै आउन थालेपछि अनि यतापट्टिको मान्छेलाई पनि आँट पर्ने हो नि बिकज ए यसले त गर्यो फलालुले त गर्यो I've been approached for so many ads and stuff where I charged a certain rate because see ad ले चाहिँ पैसा दिन्छ है
yes
ads मा चाहिँ you should never stoop down at least म त I never बरु म गर्दै गर्दिन हैन because that is one business where उनीहरुको थिङ नै इज इन्भेस्टमेन्ट एड भनेकै त्यही त हो नि त
बजेटै छुट्याएको हुन्छ
बजेट छुटेको हुन्छ नि त अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ बजेटहरु छैन भने पनि आई एम नर्मली नट फ्लेक्सिबल त्यहाँ चाहिँ हैन अनि त्यही बेलामा मैले कतिचोटि सुनेको छु कि लाइक नट डाइरेक्टली एन्ड इन्डाइरेक्टली नि प्रियङ्काले यति माग्यो म फलानालाई यतिमा ल्याइदिन्छु अनि त्यो फलानु त्यतिमा गएको पनि छ कि अनि सो त्यो भइसकेपछि धेरै जस्तो केसमा कस्तो हुन्छ भने ऊ पनि एक्ट्रेस या ऊ पनि मरल यसले यति भन्यो भने म जो राखेँ नि के फरक पर्छ र भन्ने त्यो खालीको आइडिया पनि डेभलप हुन थाल्छ क्या अनि अ लट अफ इट हैज टु डु विथ यु नट टेकिङ अ स्ट्यान्ड अल्सो एन्ड सो ओके लेट्स से देयर इज एन एसोसिएसन अफ दिस जस्ट हाइपोथेटिकल यो 12 जना मोडल्सको एसोसिएसन छ अनि त्यहाँ 2 जनाले मात्र स्ट्यान्ड लियो अनि बाँकीको 10 जनाले लिएन भने त यो 2 जनालाई घाटा हुने हो नि त सो कलेक्टिभली पनि स्ट्यान्ड लिन सक्नुपर्छ बट अगेन ह्याभिङ सेड द्याट सी नट कति धेरै फ्याक्टर्स छ कि यु क्यानट स्पिक फर एभ्रीवन देयर माइट बी सम पिपल हु माइट नट बी गेटिङ अ लट अफ वर्क एन्ड सो जति जे आए पनि आई विल टेक इट भन्ने खालीको सर्कमस्टान्सेस पनि हुन सक्छ हैन सो द बेस्ट इज आई क्यान जस्ट स्पिक फर माइसेल्फ हैन एन्ड जस्ट टेल पिपल कि ठिक छ आफ्नो लाइफमा आफ्नो सिचुएसन आफ्नो सर्कमस्टान्सेस होला बट जस्ट नेभर स्टुप डाउन टु अ लेभल वेयर तपाईँले आफूले आफूसँग आँखा मिलाउन सक्नु हुँदैन कि वेयर यु फिल लाइक you've just let yourself be exploited so much that there's no coming back after that. So don't let that happen to you ever.
So because we are talking this as a business perspective, I know यस्तो हुँदा चाहिँ मार्केट बिग्रिन्छ भनेर एउटा यो कन्भर्सेसन पनि आउँछ
Definitely, yeah.
So that has that hit you personally in any of the projects? कुनै छ कि छैन अहिलेसम्म
Oh yeah, market बिग्रिन्छ that's the term actually
market
बिग्रिन्छ नि obviously when एउटा certain rate मा तपाईले लान खोजिरहेको बेलामा if there are other people who start working for a lot less than that I'm sure तिमीलाई पनि हुन्छ होला
definitely
as a host you know you charge a certain thing and then they go across and say उले त यतिमै गर्दिन्छ भनेर अनि that person might end up getting a lot more work because that person is cheaper and stuff and then त त्यसले मार्केट त बिग्रियो नि त जस्तो तिमीलाई 5 जनाले अप्रोच गर्दाखेरि 5 जनाले तिमीले सर्टेन रेट भनेर if this person finds out there's another MC also who might also be equally good but then working for a really less price then this person will उलाई त MC न त चाहिएको हो नि त because see नेपालमा अहिलेसम्म पनि त्यो एकदम स्टार भ्याल्यु भन्ने कुरा एस्टाब्लिश भइसकेको छैन even with actresses musicians host anywhere मा यो मान्छेलाई मैले पाए भने चाहिँ हुन्थ्यो भन्ने त्यति सारो त्यो स्टेपमा हामी पुगिसकेका छैनौं we are getting there but we're not there so त्यसले गर्दाखेरि जब मार्केट बिग्रिन्छ then people will start saying कि ए यसले यति भन्यो म यतिमा यो मान्छे ल्याइदिन्छु नि भन्नु थालेपछि त्यो मार्केटको भ्याल्यु नै देन यतिमा जान्छ के So then you become so overpriced after that. जब कि you're actually quoting a reasonable amount because the price यहाँ गइसक्यो नि त. Everybody's working in this level. So then you become like unapproachable after that. And त्यसमा के ट्याग लाग्छ भने कस्तो महँगो छ, कामै गर्न सक्दैन, डिफिकल्ट छ, कमन्डी. So that is called market बिग्रेको.
So यस्तो हो कि यो कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ आफूलाई पर्यो भनेर मात्र पनि भन्न खोजे होइन, बट आई हेभ सिन दिस पुरै के नेपालभरिको मिडिया इन्डस्ट्रीमा यही नै छ बढी. अल्सो यसले एज अ मिडिया नै नेपाली मिडिया एक त सानो छ, यहाँले भनिहाल्नु एकदमै सानो छ, त्यसमाथि पनि अझै माथि चढ्नुभन्दा पनि अझै घटेको हो कि जस्तो फिल हुन्छ क्या मलाई. अल दिस एक्सपोजर यु नो whatever त्यो दिने जुन भन्नुभएको छ उहाँहरूले त्यसले अलिक घटेको जस्तो चाहिँ मलाई फिल हुन्छ. Now again, let's get into social media. So you have this Priyanka Karki thing, होइन, अनि यहाँ त अब every day you're on news, होइन. अब एउटा meme culture जस्तो आयो back in 2016, 17, होइन. That was, I think, mentally extremely traumatizing for me to see that there was so much of unnecessary conversations about you. अहिले पनि हुन सक्छ त्यो, होइन, तर अहिले अलिकति comparatively awareness आइसकेको छ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ. At least मलाई लाग्छ त्यो. अब may or may not be because यहाँको DMs त यहाँलाई नै थाहा हुन्छ, मलाई थाहा हुँदैन. त्यो छ होइन. How much have you seen these kind of negative comments or negative hype भन्छु म यसलाई अहिलेको लागि, let's term it that, affect your business? Does it affect or not as Priyanka Karki?
I think affect चाहिँ गर्दैन है, quite honestly. मैले पर्सनली भन्नु पर्दाखेरि अब सी I think it depends on the negative hype कहाँबाट आएको and how intense it is also and how much you're involved in it मा पनि भर पर्छ होला जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई. If it's just based on assumptions people make and the hype create गरिदिने and stuff अनि त्यसले गर्दा definitely एउटा negative comments को culture start हुन्छ. So let's say for example अहिलेको recent मेरो with my pregnancy pictures and belly showing and swimming in a swimming pool. I loved it. You know?
Loved it.
Yeah, so swimming pool मा मैले स्विमिङ कस्ट्युम लाउँदाखेरि जति मान्छेलाई पचेन गाली खाए नि त्यसको एक्चुअली 5 times धेरै मान्छेलाई एक्चुअली पचेको थियो कि. बट के हुन्छ भने नेगेटिभिटी अट्र्याक्ट्स मोर अफ your attention नि त, and then you tend to think oh why is everybody bashing and that. But at the same time, like you said, only I know what slides into my DM. There was negativity, there was hate, but at the same time there was so much positivity. There was so much love coming my way also, which we sometimes forget to focus on, right? Okay?
Yeah.
So now that I actually only focus on that, it's been a few years, I only focus on the positivity. Oh, negativity cha, I need answer, and you can never please everyone. That is
there are all kinds of people in the world.
You can never please everybody. You can never make everybody happy. So the people who are actually getting encouraged with my pictures and stuff and कतिजना लेख्नुहुन्छ के हामीलाई पनि encouragement feel भएको छ, not to post in a bikini and stuff, just to go out there and flaunt our pregnancy because त्यो पनि culture छैन नि त यहाँ. छैन. छोपेर बस्नुपर्छ, झुकाएर बस्नुपर्छ भन्ने खालीकोमा मैले अलिकति पनि change ल्याउन सके भने त I consider myself a change maker in some way अलिकति, हैन. अब hate like you said is there, तर hate culture को यहाँ कस्तो रहेछ because यस्तो टपिकमा है अब if I actually get involved in something like really bad, then I'm sure it's going to have a negative impact on me. तर यस्तो खालेको के gossip, ओ बिकिनी लायो, ओ बुढी देखायो, ओ यस्तो गर्यो, ओ प्रेग्नेन्सी को धेरै फोटो पोस्ट गर्यो हैन. So यस्तो खालेको gossip ले चाहिँ what I have felt is it actually helps your business.
Oh,
it's helped my business.
So does that mean you're earning more money while you're pregnant? Is that what you're trying to say? A woman in media is actually earning more money while she's pregnant in Nepal. That has to be a very big thing because I'm sorry, I'll stop you right here, then you can continue. Right? Because when I was entering, someone actually told me, एकजना एकदम उ हैन म एकदम टाउकै समात्छु यो कुरा गर्दाखेरि जहिले पनि कस्तो भने तिमी अहिले 22 भयो, 23 सम्म you do this show, 24 मा I'll give you this amazing show, बिस्तारै तिमी म्युजिक भिडियो गर्नु, अनि 24 मा you make movie debut हैन, 30 मा you get married and then get pregnant, तिम्रो करियर सक्यो भन्ने छ के नेपाली इन्डस्ट्री त्यस्तो छ. So if you're actually making more money while you're pregnant, it should be like this. That should be a thing. Okay? It must be out because that will actually encourage a lot of women to come into media.
See, like what you said, I really like the statement because I get that a lot. Okay? अब बिहा भयो, अब pregnant छ, अब a lot of people to think
बुढी boy.
I'll probably never get back to work. A lot of people think that. A lot of people will also think कि अब सबै गरिसक्यो, अब के छ life मा हुन्छ नि. See, what I think is हुन्छ नि, this used to happen के 20-25 years ago because then there wasn't a lot of variation with the kind of things you could do in the media. there was limited number of filmmakers, limited number of stories where women usually were just like, oh, pretty face and
damsel in distress.
yeah, ruko waripari nacho, ghumyo, so hero love paryo, they wear good costumes and dance and stuff. And so yeah, definitely, if those are the only kinds of movies that are being made, then after you reach a certain age, so you will not be apt for those kind of roles, Nita. And if those are the only roles coming your way, then definitely after 30, 35, 40, so your career is over because there's nowhere else to go, Nita. But this happened 20 years, 80s tira wala yo, 70, 80s tira ko kura ho, na? But now it's not like that, okay? So any and everyone who's telling you that you cannot work after a certain age if you're in media and stuff, there is so much you can do, guys. Like so much you can do because scopes and so the opportunities because see, first movies are changing, screenplays are changing. I wouldn't say that women are actually given important roles this to way like I would want to see right now
in Nepal,
but it's growing. It is growing. I have been proud of some of the movies that I've done, women centric, with the lead actual significant impact movies, and there have been some movies where I've not been proud of, but then I've still done it because that was the best offer that I could get. That at times are changing, screenplays are changing. આજકાલ movie is not about just the actor and actress going and romancing and stuff. Plot, the screenplay is the hero of the movie. So whatever your script demands is the kind of actors you want. Sometimes there might be movies where the lead pair is probably in their 60s or 70s. So अहिले हामी म्युजिक भिडियोजहरु पनि हेरौँ है, आजकल पछिल्लो समयमा त कति म्युजिक भिडियोजहरु चलेको छ नि. There's like Bhuvan Dai and Deepa Didi doing a music video.
Yeah.
There's Rajesh Hammal and Karishma Didi doing a music video. Haribangsha Dai is doing so many music videos and stuff. This only tells you that our time gone are the days when people would only want to see certain age, certain body, certain petite, fair, it's all gone. Okay, so our time that should be the least of your concern. I think that there is no work for you.
Right.
And having said that, coming back to your question,
the
negative hype, yeah. मलाई कस्तो feel भयो भने every time I get into all these unnecessary scandals भन्छु है म यो that shouldn't exist at all, but it's existing because also I think because there's lack of content right now, so people just enjoy engaging in these things. Everybody are like keyboard warriors and they probably feel so important writing that message and putting it across with no profile picture and 0 posts and
I know, yeah.
a private account that you can't even stalk and stuff, because I tried to stalk some of you but I cannot. So त्यस्तो केसेसमा चाहिँ के हुँदो रहेछ भने मेरो इन्स्टाग्राम, मेरो युट्युबको एक्टिभिटी एन्ड इन्गेजमेन्ट यस्तो बढ्छ नि यस्तो बेलामा. So it's working for me a lot of the times because a lot of the people want to see मैले किन गाली खाइरहेको छु, so they join. के भइरहेको रहेछ भने हेर्न. A lot of people just want to गाली गरौँ हैन, अनि so they join. A lot of people, you say lot यो भन्दा double triple wants to defend me, wants to show their love and compassion, so they also join. So then my feed becomes, because हामीले त हेर्न मिल्छ नि त आफ्नो च्यानल भइसकेपछि, you can see your engagement, insights, like how many people are actively involved and stuff. So यस्तो बेलामा I see my interactions go up by like 38-40%. Okay, so that's good नि त. So that's good. I'm not saying I will always try to use this. Ek the first मैले कहिले create गरेको पनि हैन. I just do my own thing and it just gets all over the place all the time. जे गरे पनि नगरे पनि. But I think I've reached a point in my life where it doesn't affect me anymore, okay? Because I start looking at things यस्तो वेमा कहिले logistics बाट योबाट, how is it affecting my brand in a good way? How much more ratings am I getting? How much more interaction am I getting? How much is it helping me grow and stuff? And any kind of positive impact that I can bring out of this, I will continue forever to do that. I will forever raise my voice for these things and stuff.
I think your contextमा चाहिँ अब positive change भनेको just wearing a bikini positive change भन्नु खोजे हैन. I think just being yourself is one of the biggest things that you are trying to do via your social media. You don't want to wear a bikini while you're pregnant, absolutely fine. You want to stay low-key while you're pregnant, absolutely fine. Exactly. But just be yourself, not...
Just be yourself. And plus, the controversy with the bikini thing was like so... because you were a controversy that I hadn't imagined. Okay?
But I did, you know. Because I don't know why.
Because I was just going for a swim. I mean, that's it. I was just swimming with my friends. And I just happened to wear a swimming suit.
But your friends are so hot, you know. People just can't stop giving attention. Like friends, but friends. It's like, you know, you have all these amazing women who will wear swimsuit and look like, oh my God, I wish I would look like that. I think it's also that, you know. And when you posted that, I somewhat
you thought
yeah यो चाहिँ अब yeah I think यो कुरा आउँछ because यो बिजनेससँग रिलेटेड त अलिकति नहोला होइन तर यो कुरा गर्न जरुरी छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई सो मेरो घरमा पनि यस्तो कन्भर्सेसन भएको थियो मेरो एकजना आन्टी एन्ड माई मम वर ह्याभिङ कन्भर्सेसन अनि एकजना पब्लिक फिगर प्रेग्नेन्ट हुन्थ्यो उहाँले फोटो राख्नु भएको थियो सोसियल मिडियामा होइन एन्ड इट वाज एक्चुली ब्लोन आउट अफ प्रोपोर्सन त उहाँले त फोटो मात्रै राख्नु भएको थियो कि द्याट आइम प्रेग्नेन्ट भनेर अनाउन्स गरिदिनु भयो उहाँले बिचरा होइन एन्ड इट जस्ट गट ब्लोन आउट अनि मेरो आन्टीले चाहिँ यसले चाहिँ भुँडी देखाउन हुने भन्नुभयो कि मेरै आफ्नै आन्टीले के in my circle right in front of my eyes and I was like अनि मैले बुझिनँ क्या त्यो किन त्यस्तो भने होला भनेर इट वाज फ्यु इयर्स ब्याक अनि मैले किन त्यस्तो भनेको भन्दा कहाँ भुँडी देखाउँछन् त अनि मैले ल अनि के गर्ने त्यत्रो निस्केको छ कसरी लुकाउने त त्यसलाई बट्टाभित्र छिर्ने त मैले बुझ्दै बुझेन वाट वाज सी ट्राइङ टु से होइन त नि एन्ड माई मम सी एक्सप्लेन्ड मी एन्ड माई मम बिकज सी नोज मी होइन मामुले चिन्छ मलाई सो उहाँले चाहिँ मैले बुझ्ने तरिकाले भन्छ क्या सो यहाँ चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्ट भएको यति महिनासम्म सुनाउँदैनन् लाज हुन्छ भनेर सुनाउँदैनन् अनि यस्तो यस्तो हुन्छ भनेर सी ओन्ली एक्सप्लेन मी माई मम बिकज सी नोज अस एन्ड सी इज अ बिट अन द कुलर साइड होइन सी जस्ट एक्सप्लेन्ड इट टु मी यस्तो छ एन्ड माई आन्ट वाज लाइक अन्त कति लाज हुन्छ यसरी सलले छोपेर हिँड्छन् घरबाटै निस्किँदैनन् एन्ड द्याट इज वाट इट इज के अनि त्यो सुनेको थिएँ नि त मैले सो अहिलेसम्म बिकिनी लाएर त कसैले पनि गरेको छैन नि त नेपालमा सो आई वाज प्रिटी स्योर द्याट ओके दिस इज ब्रिङिङ अ लट अफ हेट्रेड बट आई पर्सनली फाइन्ड इट लाइक सुपर कुल सो या आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिङ त्यही मात्रै हो
मैले त्यतिखेर आई डिडन्ट एक्सपेक्ट त्यो बिकिनी बिकज मैले त्यो फोटो त्यस्तो नोटिस होला त्यो एउटा फेजमा चाहिँ आई थट बिकज अब पहिला मैले प्रेग्नेन्सीको फोटो सुट गरिसकेँ त्यहीमा कति ट्रोल भइसकेको थियो नि त द पिक्चर द्याट आई अपलोड विथ माई हस्बेन्ड एन्ड अल द्याट त्यही कुरा भइसकेको थियो अब सकिसक्यो नि त अब आम जस्ट ह्याभिङ अ स्विम भनेको थियो बट अपेरेन्टली सकेको थिएन रहेछ एक बाँकी अनदर वे
पिक्चर अफ बाँकी
अनि सो आई वन्डर के बिकज आई एक्चुली हेभ अ मटर्निटी सुट नेक्स्ट विक के
ओके
एन्ड
No, I'm just really excited for I'm just excited for that one. Okay, again, getting back into this business perspective, होइन अब अघि हाले नाम लिइहाल्नुभयो दीपक दाईहरू दिदीहरूको नाम लिनुभयो सिनियर्सहरूको नाम लिनुभयो सो जब यहाँ पढ्न जानुभएको थियो आई थिङ्क त्यही फेजमा हो अथवा यहाँ फर्किने बेलामा अथवा सायद यहाँ टिभी मात्रै गरिरहनु भएको थियो एज अ टिनेजर त्यो फेजमा चाहिँ इनफ्याक्ट त्यो फेज मात्र नभएर फर अ भेरी लङ टाइम मैले आर्टिस्टहरूले चाहिँ नेपाली मिडिया इन्डस्ट्रीमा पैसा छ भनेको सुनेकै छैन क्या मैले सुनेकै नै छैन के एन्ड द्याट हेज बिन अ एक्सट्रिमली बिग हुन्छ नि एउटा डिस्करेज गर्ने फ्याक्टर बनेको छ क्या धेरै मान्छेलाई एन्टर गर्नलाई बिकज लेट्स गेट रियल होइन वी निड मनी टु सर्भाइभ हामीले क्रिएट गरिसक्यो त्यो एउटा सोसाइटी जहाँनिर चाहिँ खाना किन्नको लागि पैसा कमाउनै पर्छ होइन अब तपाईँ राम्रो खाना खानुहुन्छ तपाईँ खानासँगै के जोड्न चाहनुहुन्छ इफ युर जस्ट ट्राइङ टु सर्भाइभ ओर इफ युर ट्राइङ टु थ्राइभ होइन त्यो सबै कुरामा इफेक्ट गर्छ र उहाँहरूको यस्तो स्टेटमेन्ट जुन आउँछ नि मिडियामा द्याट नेपाली मिडियामा चाहिँ पैसा छैन कलाकारको पीडा डिभी अमेरिका जान खोज्नुहुन्छ उहाँहरू विदेश जानुहुन्छ पलायन हुन खोज्नुहुन्छ होइन एउटा फेज पनि थियो नि त आई थिङ्क यु क्यान गेट अ कपल अफ एक्जाम्पल्स इन यर हेड होइन वाइल आइम सेइङ दिस आई नेभर हर्ड यु से द्याट इभन फ्रम फर्स्ट सुरुमै आउने बित्तिकै त एउटा मुभी गर्ने बित्तिकै पनि त आफूलाई पनि त कन्फिडेन्स नआउला नि त अबाउट द मनी फ्याक्टर आई नेभर हर्ड यु से द्याट वाइ डिड यु नेभर से डिड यु अलवेज ह्याभ अ लट अफ मनी विथ द थिङ ओर वाट वाज योर कन्सेप्ट See, and also, did that ever discourage you?
No,
statement.
See, because if you have unrealistic expectations, you cannot work in the Nepali movie industry and think I will earn like Bollywood, Hollywood stars or just because we are not there. We're not there yet, I know. And again, you cannot be so inaccessible and not be willing to be flexible is the word again
we go back
makers, to the and expect a certain remuneration. When you don't get it, be like, oh, ma kaamai gardina. And then you end up doing like euta or duita work in a year. Again, त्यो euta duita ले पनि त तपाईलाई crores मा त पे गर्दैन so then again you will have lack of money अब have त्यो cases मा पनि हैन. So the reason you never heard me say that was because from the very beginning that I started working here, I have always understood where we stand. The truth and in reality, where this industry stands. And how much potentially the maximum you can make from a movie or a music video or an ad. Kun sector ma paisa cha, kun department ma paisa chaina. Tyo herera chai if you play your cards accordingly and actually work. I have actually worked really hard the 10 years that I've actually worked. Up until you 2-3 years, the COVID break, plus with my marriage and everything. I do plan to get on that energy level again. I will, obviously. But मैले जसरी मेरो career-लाई handle गरे चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ के गरेँ भने I actually branched out and worked a lot. मैले music videos पनि गरेँ सँगसँगै. I was television छोडिसकेपछि I never went back to television because then I entered the big screen. But movies पनि वर्षमा I've had a few years where I've had 5-6 releases in a year also. सँगसँगै म्युजिक भिडियोजहरू पनि गर्थेँ, होस्ट पनि गरेर आउँथेँ इभेन्ट्सहरू, सोजहरू, adsहरू पनि गरिरहेको हुन्थेँ होइन. I was choreographing and stuff, so every time there was like Miss Nepal America or Miss Nepal UK, Miss Nepal Australia, I was trying to expand there as well. So there have been times when I've been in Nepal one day, Australia the next day, and back in Nepal the third day, and on set working.
Damn.
I have done work where I used to give, let's say, a certain movie like 30 days deko cha bhane, if there were ads and stuff, I had to do ads the prize to studio huncha bhane, I would give them nights. I would say, can you work nights? Because I only have nights. And they're like, Huncha, we'll rest up during the day, so indoor though, so I've actually done like movies din bhari dhuli khelma euta set sakaera, drive back to Kathmandu, sleep in the car and get to my ad thing because it's indoors, work there all night and again sleep and go back to Dhulikhel and work. So I'm not saying everybody needs to work like this. But what I'm saying is Nepali media र Nepali film industry त्यो point मा पुग्नको लागि where I can just stay comfortably at home and do Padmavat in a year and make 15 crores will take a while for me to reach there. Okay? So as long as you don't have an industry that can pay you like that and that can give you remuneration त्यसरी हुन्छ नि, then the best way to survive is by branching out, trying to do different things and trying to get a comfortable lifestyle which might be different for everyone. कसैलाई महिनामा 1 लाखले पुग्ला, कसैलाई 10 लाखले पनि नपुग्ला. It depends on your kind of lifestyle and what you have. So what is the kind of lifestyle you're aiming for? What is the amount of hard work you want to put in? What is the amount of passion and dedication you think you also bring to the table? That's the way you will get paid. I've always believed in that. Okay? And you have to work hard.
Definitely.
But I've never felt ki, oh my god, your situation is so bad, so I have to leave and go. Because see, I think you have to make a brand out of yourself, okay? And make sure you come across strongly, not in a approach गर्न नमिल्ने त्यो वेमा हैन कि, तर see कि hey look, मैले यसरी काम गरेको छु, यतिको म hard work, dedication, passion म तिमीलाई दिन्छु. In terms from your side, this is the financial remuneration I expect. And if you cooperate and if you're willing to work त्यो वेमा, then the other party will always pay you, okay? I don't think कि पैसै छैन चाहिँ भन्न मिल्दैन. There is money in the industry.
मैले चाहिँ while growing up म चाहिँ इन्टरभ्युज एकदम धेरै हेर्ने, पहिलेदेखि मुभिज हेर्दैन हैन, तर इन्टरभ्युज हेर्ने पढ्ने चाहिँ एउटा बच्चैदेखि एउटा बानी नै थियो क्या. त्यो हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मैले कहिले पनि कोही एक्टरले पैसा छ भनेको सुनेन, आर्टिस्टहरुलाई गाह्रो छ त्यही मात्र सुनेको हो के मैले. एन्ड व्हेन आई सी यु, आई डोन्ट सी द्याट इन यु के. यहाँले कहिले कुनै पनि इन्टरभ्युजमा मान्छेसँग आर्टिस्टसँग पैसा छैन भनेको सुनेन क्या मैले. सो आई always wanted to be like, if I ever meet her, I'm going to ask this question to her, like, why did she never say it, or did she ever get discouraged with that, or does she have that kind of mentality अनि बाहिर मात्रै देखाउनु भएको हो कि, or what is it भनेर चाहिँ मलाई एकदम क्युरियोसिटी थियो के. सो एउटा लाइफलङ ड्रिम पुरा भयो मेरो. One question that I wanted to ask Priyanka Karki is, why did you never say it भनेर. So again, getting back to what you said, conclusion गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ branching out is very important in Nepali media industry. Right? That is actually quite true. If I look at people who have done a lot of work, हामीले सोच्यौँ नै भने हामीले दीपक जोडी उहाँहरूलाई पनि हेऱ्यौँ भने पनि उहाँहरूले दे डु अ लट अफ है, उहाँले रेडियो पनि गर्नुभयो, देन अल्सो दे अल्सो गट इन्टु टेलिभिजन, मुभिज गर्नुभयो, खेल्नु मात्र भएन बनाउनु पनि भयो.
Exactly. Smart choices is very important. Make smart choices and then see what is going to benefit you. Okay? And म जहिले पनि मैले भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ के हो भने, just don't sit and wait for opportunities to come to you. Yes, sometimes they'll come to you, हैन, and it depends on what mark you make पनि हो नि त. But you also have to reach out, extend and try to see, okay, यो scope भयो. कतिचोटि मलाई कति मान्छेले भन्थे क्या, तपाईँ यस्तो एक्ट्रेस भएर तपाईँ म्युजिक भिडियो पनि खेल्ने, म्युजिक भिडियो नखेल्नु, सानो पर्दामा आउनु हुँदैन and stuff. And I always said के हाम्रो इन्डस्ट्रीमा सानो पर्दा ठुलो पर्दा भनेर त्यस्तो डिस्टिंक्सन नै छैन के. You have to make the most that you can with whatever work that comes to you. And then still try to give hope and inspiration to other people कि if you guys want to come here, because it's actually good here. It's comfortable. It's how you will take it त्यही directionमा जाने हो क्या यो industry
आफ्नो ह्युमिलिटी कहाँनिर राख्छ भन्ने पनि हो जस्तै सानो पर्दा ठुलो पर्दाको कुरा गर्नुभयो हामीले हाम्रो महजोरी देख्यौँ भने उहाँहरू पनि सानो पर्दा ठुलो पर्दा दुवैमा गर्नुहुन्छ उहाँहरूले पनि होइन त्यही भएर त्यति बेलासम्म यो लामो समयसम्म उहाँहरू टिक्नु भएको छ फेरि अगेन गेटिङ ब्याक टु दिपक डुओर उहाँहरू पनि सँगै धेरै काम गर्नुहुन्छ नि त उहाँहरूको एउटा ब्रान्ड फर्म भइसक्यो एज अ वर्किङ पेयर होइन त्यो पनि भयो त्यसपछि आई थिङ्क यु इन रिसेन्ट टाइम्स हाउ यु ट्राई टु बी मोर फ्लेक्सिबल एन्ड ब्रान्च्ड आउट सो दिस इज भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट टु मेक मनी हियर अघि यहाँले भन्नुभयो ब्रान्ड्सहरू अफर गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के तपाईँले दिनुहुन्छ भन्ने कुरा आफ्नो टेबलमा राख्नु पर्यो भनेर सो इफ आई एम अ ब्रान्ड एन्ड आइम ट्राइङ टु अप्रोच यु अन टुडेज डेट एज प्रियङ्का कार्की वाट आर यु offering me basically
see brands are some type गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ obviously because it's brand and ads like I said and ads ma brands ma there is always money okay so you have to be smart about it so when a brand approaches me and says okay la Priyanka ji we were thinking tapailai brand ambassador banaune for 1 year and then usually the first question I ask them is what are the services you want from me first of all first question do you want mero social media ma involvement what do you want to tie up with my YouTube channel but I can also give them options okay? What do you want me to physically come to your stores and stuff do you want me to tie up with you in a few events so then I accordingly send them my prices okay so I have this one PowerPoint presentation that I send to people. So, okay, what is the budget that you're looking at? 1 year, like a certain amount, this is how much I can give you. 2 basi amount, this is what I can give you. And then we negotiate. Okay? So, what I usually bring to the table, it's years of experience that I have. Second, it's the following that I have. So, if I'm associated with your brand and stuff, and if I can use your brand in some way or the other in my lifestyle, then what is the impact that it's going to make on people? Because visibility is on the first, which is very, very important. And the second, my approach instead of making an ad look like an ad because people don't buy it that much,
it's boring.
Try to make it real. Incorporate it into my real life. So, okay, let's say a mask or a sanitizer company wants to tie up with me, then ask them when instead of making an ad and beauty shop sanitizer, if I can actually carry it around and make sure it's part of my stories and my videos and stuff and actually use it, that is more credible.
Definitely.
So all these things, when you can communicate with the client that you're working with and with the brand that you're working with, I have no idea sell only. Gone are the days when only they would sell their idea. You sell your idea now. You sell your brand and say, okay, this is your brand. It's good, but this is what I will give you if you come to me. And it's going to be better. So that's the kind of confidence and involvement that you also need to show, Khaligo.
Sounds good. So you actually have a PowerPoint presentation of yourself.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot easier for brands to approach you maybe and negotiate as well if there is any. Yainira euta angle cha personal and professional life ko. Okay. You are definitely very comfortable to share about your personal life but I would still like to believe that it's not everything.
Yeah, obviously.
I know, definitely not something only that you're comfortable sharing and also people in your life who are comfortable to be out. Uharko consent pani important huncha. How are you balancing this one particular thing के जस्तै यति चाहिँ म देखाउँछु यति चाहिँ म देखाउँदिन यतिले चाहिँ मलाई सायद प्रोफेसनली पनि हेल्प गर्ला भन्ने कुराको ब्यालेन्स चाहिँ कसरी गर्नुहुन्छ
see I think one thing that I've always believed in is honesty. Whatever you show, you be honest with it, okay? Don't fake, don't pretend, don't just do it because you want to put up a show and you want to show people like oh my life is this is if you're honest and if you're putting up things that will actually you think will help uplift, okay? In some way or the other, chahe bichardhara hoस् chahe euta matre couple lai matre pani when Ayush and I put up our stories and vlogs and stuff, if it only encourages even one family to say ki oh यस्तो लाइफस्टाइल भयो भने राम्रो हुन्थ्यो होला है खालिको in terms of support, in terms of working, in terms of the environment, in terms of what kind of energy it is there. So we try to show things or bring forward things that is actually going to help in some way or the other uplift or just change minds or encourage people. Learn things, unlearn things. Unlearning is important.
Yeah, very, very.
You know, because so many things happen. Like, my dad's favorite word, okay? You have like sui handeko chha ke अनि त्यो सुई त्यो भ्याक्सिन जुन छ नि त्यो चाहिँ लाइफ लङ खालेको भ्याक्सिन हो अरे कि सो त्यो भ्याक्सिनलाई काउन्टर इफेक्ट गर्ने अर्को भ्याक्सिन हामीले हान्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ थ्रु द वर्ड्स द्याट वी पुट आउट देयर अर थ्रु द भिडियोज अर whatever, then I'll consider myself lucky that I've been able to touch a few lives and bring changes in them. So that's the kind of content that I try to put forward out there, you know. And finding balance, I think, is always about honesty. Just be honest with whatever you put out there.
Honesty is the balance that
is the balance that you need.
यहाँले भर्खरै इम्प्याक्टको कुरा गर्नुभयो होइन एन्ड देयर इज अल्सो ब्रान्ड्स नि त होइन अनि अब ब्रान्ड्स छ अनि सोसियल इम्प्याक्ट दुईवटा छ होइन हाउ डु यु चुज द ब्रान्ड्स अब ब्रान्ड्सले मात्रै यहाँलाई चुज गर्ने पैसाको मात्रै कुरा आउँछ कि डु यु अल्सो सी यो चाहिँ मेरो हुन्छ नि फलोवर्सहरूलाई फ्यान्सहरूलाई नेगेटिभ मेसेज जान्छ अथवा यो कुरा चाहिँ अनहेल्दी हुन्छ त्यस्तो हुन्छ कि हुँदैन बिकज अब अहिले धेरै अलिक अवेक भइसक्यो नि त वोक जेनेरेसन हो नि त यो
वोक जेनेरेसन हो त्यस्तो लेभलको एक त एडभर्टाइजमेन्ट हुँदा पनि हुँदैन यहाँ होइन इफ यु नो वाट आई ट्राई टु से आजकल चाहिँ एकैचोटि बल्कमा सोसियल मिडिया इन्फ्लुएन्सेसहरूको एड्सहरू आउँछ नि इफ यु नोटिस अ सर्टन ब्रान्ड लन्चेस सर्टन समथिङ एन्ड देन देयर इज लाइक अ बन्च अफ इन्फ्लुएन्सेस पोस्टिङ अबाउट इट एन्ड स्टफ हुन्छ नि तर त्यो पनि एकदम extreme levelमा हुन्छ नि where you actually have to sit down and think about ethics and त्यो त्यहाँसम्म पुगिसकेको छैन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई because we don't have त्यस्तो खालको धेरै ब्रान्ड्सहरू पनि के who are actively involving themselves in social media productions and त्यो खालको influencer marketing and stuff. It's slowly just getting there with a few brands. But a day will come, I think, where you'll have to actually sit down and say what impact is it going to have if I post about this or if I not post about this and stuff.
अहिलेसम्म आएको छैन यहाँको विचार
ब्रान्ड्सको चाहिँ त्यस्तो लेभलमा आइसकेको छैन तर कन्टेन्टकोमा चाहिँ आइसक्यो है द प्रेसर द्याट यु गेट अबाउट पोस्टिङ अबाउट समथिङ त्यो एकदम त्यो प्रेसर चाहिँ आउँछ सो इट्स एक्चुअली डिफिकल्ट टु बी अ पब्लिक फिगर राइट नाउ इफ यु आस्क मी त्यो इन टर्म्स अफ कन्टेन्ट हुन्छ नि एभ्री डे ह्यापनिङ स्टफ क्या पोलिटिकल सिनेरियोमा जस्ट सोसियल सिनेरियोमा स्टफ त्यो प्रेसर चाहिँ आउन थालेको छ बट ब्रान्ड्सकोमा चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म आइसकेको छैन बिकज अ लट अफ ब्रान्ड्स आर नट त्यस्तो साह्रो एक्टिभली involved with social media influencer marketing yet. But we'll get there someday.
I actually didn't see it like that. I thought impact छ brandsहरूको अब social media influencing कुरा भइहाल्यो होइन so there are lots of things that you've done अघि मैले भनिरहेको छु teenage things start गर्नुभयो so there's a long history that you have so you've done television you've done modeling होइन you've done movies you've done music video and now I'd also like to add the social media content that you're generating as one of your business as the things that you've done in media होइन businessको हिसाबले यो पाँचवटा कुरामा what until today's date has been the most हुन्छ नि financially fulfilling thing to you सबै क्याटेगोरिजहरूमा हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ
क्याटेगोरिज भन्दा पनि आई थिङ्क इट्स अबाउट टाइमको एस्पेक्टबाट चाहिँ यु क्यान आन्सर दिस के बिकज फाइनेन्सियल एस्पेक्टबाट फाइनेन्सियल टर्नओभरबाट or how much you can make out of things definitely has grown with every year नि त the amount of money I used to make with even endorsements or movies or music videos 5 years back it's significantly higher definitely
because of the experience
so more than picking one of these it's about utilizing the name and the brand I've made for myself today okay so I will always make more money today than I did yesterday
doing anything that you want right it could
doing
be either movies or music videos
yeah doing anything and to ma kina bhanchu bhane because with the growing use of social media and visibility and the access that we have with everything my brand value grows every day with everything that I do so त्यही brand value को मैले remuneration लिने त हो नि in whatever smartest way that I can
एउटा PR भन्ने वर्ड छ हैन दुईटा वर्ड हो खासमा PR हैन पब्लिक रिलेसन सो नेपालमा चाहिँ अब धेरैजनाले चाहिँ अब फेभरेटिजम ग्रुपिजम यस्तो कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ होइन आइ एम नट ट्राइङ टु से यु डु द्याट एन्ड बट आई वुड वान्ट टु नो योर पर्सपेक्टिभ अन पिआरले कतिको हेल्प गर्छ यहाँले आफ्नो आफ्नो ब्रान्ड बनाउँदाखेरि
नेपालमा पिआर इज एभ्रिथिङ it's everything I've lived through it that's why I know हुन्छ नि अब having said that doesn't mean कि you play with PR in a way कि you break other people's career त्यस्तो होइन के त्यो पनि हुन्छ नि त cunning angle-बाट होइन कि but maintaining relations being flexible and trying to let the party that you work with know कि okay I've had a fantastic time working with you I'd love to do it again not just with words with your action and with the kind of input and flexibility that you give will always work for you it's always worked for me अहिलेसम्म पनि And actually, if you maintain that kind of relation or you give that kind of a positive signal to someone, the person will come around and work with you again, okay? Because we're human beings, we're social beings, okay? Wherever there's likability or wherever there's this attraction where you feel like, oh, I gel with this person, oh, this person understands me, oh, this person is easy to work with, it will always work for you. It'll always come around. So PR ले धानेको industry हो भन्छु म त यो एकदमै.
यो कन्टेक्स्ट चाहिँ किन ल्याएँ मैले भन्दाखेरि बिकज देयर अल काइन्ड्स अफ प्रोफेसन अब मिडियामा पनि होइन फोटोग्राफी हुन्छ भिडियोग्राफी हुन्छ अब होस्टिङ हुन्छ होइन दिस द्याट एभ्रिथिङ होइन एन्ड आई सी पिपल कम्प्लेन अ लट अबाउट फेभरेटिजम ग्रुपिजम अनि त्यसले चाहिँ तर साथी भएर काम दियो एन्ड थिङ्स लाइक द्याट अनि मैले चाहिँ आफूले हेर्दाखेरि दिस माइट गेट अ लिटल लङ एन्ड दिस इज माई पर्सपेक्टिभ जस्ट सेयरिङ विथ यु एन्ड द अडियन्सेस विच आई अलवेज वान्टेड टु टक अबाउट यहाँनिर भनेको चाहिँ स्किल बेच्ने हो नि त यहाँले आफ्नो स्किल बेच्नुभयो मैले पनि आफ्नो स्किल बेचेँ होइन यो त इभेन्चुली त वी डुइङ इट फर मनी So this is the business. So this is the product. We are the product. My voice is the product. Your acting skill is the product. होइन हामीले कुनै कम्पनी हेऱ्यो भने चाहिँ त्यसमा पनि पिआर हुन्छ नि त त्यो त एउटा छुट्टै डिपार्टमेन्टै हुन्छ नि त टु सेल देमसेल्फ होइन सो आई पर्सनली हेभ नेभर सिन दिस एज अ प्रब्लम के बट आइभ सिन अ लट अफ माई काउन्टर पार्ट्स हु कन्टेम्पोरेरिज हु रियली थिङ्क or maybe your counterparts and contemporaries who think that this is such a PR thing that's going on and stuff like that. It's a business and what do you expect भन्ने कुरा गर्छु के so I personally feel like you need to really work on PR and I think you also said the same thing होइन PR is everything in नेपाली मुभी इन्डस्ट्री भनेर यो चाहिँ अब यहाँले पर्सनली आफ्नो PR बिल्डअप गर्नुभएको छ त्यहाँ छ होइन there's also one angle आर्टिस्ट म्यानेजर वाला एङ्गल जुन चाहिँ नेपालमा खासमा छैन है तर कता कता छ जस्तो पनि छ होइन have you ever had a manager for yourself?
No, I have trust issues because see the amount of dedication and love and everything I've put into my career, I don't want to give it into someone else's hand. It's going to be a 9-to-5 job. I would never be able to deal with that. Okay? So see, the way I've crafted my relationships with different makers, producers, brands, everything, the way I cater to their needs, हुन्छ नि फोनमा कुरा गर्ने मेरो शैली मेरो भाषा म जुन वेमा उहाँहरूसँग नेगोसिएट गर्छु and stuff हुन्छ नि I don't think I've been able to find a manager who will do that better than me for myself because मेरो ब्रान्डलाई त मैले यदि कोही म्यानेजरलाई त सोक्ने हो भने त त्यो म्यानेजर has to do a better job than me नि त
definitely
and it needs to be if I give 23 hours out of 24 hours to my work and building my brand then this person has to give 24 hours me and I don't think we have that kind of managerial skills ma chai I haven't met a person like that who has been able to convince to me कि तपाईको ब्रान्डलाई म तपाईले भन्दा माथि लैजान्छु भनेर के
so offers आएको छ
एकदम धेरै offers आएको छ every single offer has been rejected because of this नै because trust issue कुन वेमा trust issue भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ I need to find someone who I know will carry my name and my brand with more passion than I do. And I'm so sorry, I don't think I'll ever find that person. अहिलेको स्टेटमा चाहिँ the way because see जति पनि मैले अरू मान्छेहरूको पनि म्यानेजर्सहरू देखेको छु अरू मान्छेहरूको पनि उहरू देखेको छु नि usually everybody comes in a lot of them come in with the idea के रहेछ भने म एकछिन म्यानेजर काम गर्छु अनि म कन्ट्याक्ट्सहरू बनाउँछु अनि म आफै हिरोइन हुन्छु के a lot of cases मा त्यस्तो हुँदो रहेछ के or म आफै त्यो PR लाई युज गरेर म आफै so that person is working solely only for that person not for me
not for you
हैन अनि let's say 9 to 5 job हो ल बहिनी भाइ whatever I'll pay you 83 महिनाको भन्ने भने अब कोही मान्छेले चाहिँ ल मैले चाहिँ whoever wants to get in touch with me please get in touch with this so and so person भनेर नम्बर दिएर हैन अब sometimes people might want to get in touch with me like 6 in the evening or 7 in the evening and I've probably always been okay with that maybe took work calls in the evening and stuff now if this person all of a sudden picks up the phone at 6 and says कस्तो बेला निको बेला फोन गरेको भने भने त this person who has called has always been so flexible with me अब त एक स्टेप पछाडी जान्छ नि त and then the first thing automatically जुन यो मान्छेले के भन्छ भने प्रियङ्कासँग काम गर्न त गाह्रो भएछ अब
no
because नेपालमा छ नि त्यो PR manager going through a proper channel reaching out in certain work hours त्यो खालीको environment develop नै भएको छैन in a healthy way अनि त्यो healthy way मा develop गर्नको लागि त first मा मैले नै त्यो effort गर्नुपर्छ के I cannot sopo everything to someone else because then that is going to give a very bad message कि ए अब त म्यानेजरको थ्रुबाट जानु पर्ने मैले सिधा कुरा गर्न नमिल्ने उसँग सो त्यो अप्रोच धेरै लिन्छ के यहाँनिर
ओके सो यहाँले जस यो चाहिँ बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिभबाट क्याल्कुलेटिभ मुभ नै लिनु भएको यो कुरामा चाहिँ Sounds good, sounds good. So अघि एउटा कुरा आइसकेको थियो होइन तर this has to be the ending because generally त्यही नै हुन्छ फर्मेट होइन फ्युचरमा के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भविष्यमा के गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ प्रियङ्काजी भनेर so what is in store for Priyanka Karki post pregnancy or even during pregnancy I don't know you might just do things during pregnancy भन्नाले हुन्छ नि बच्चा जन्मिने बित्तिकै so I expect you to do something because you've been doing so much so what are your plans if you could share few
see quite honestly I really don't know I've never known these things but what I definitely know is just because you're pregnant or just because you're about to give birth or you're entering this phase doesn't mean anything needs to stand still in any phase of life pregnancy it's all about where you want to take your life okay and each their own everybody has different priorities and there are so many people who want to make a career out of their homes and just stay at home and do that's also brilliant and there's so many people who might just want to step back into work and stuff some people might take it slow so like I said the opportunities are endless right now there's so much you can do so for me I've been enjoying this pregnancy for now giving birth to my baby and just being able to spend ample amount of time and breastfeed for as long as my baby wants to drink my breast milk is also one of my priorities and stuff
definitely
so I want to take it that way but having said that is that going to limit me from doing anything else no because everything is at your fingertips with all this technology and everything that you can do you can create content my whole life is about creating content because I work in the media so sabaijanako different priorities hola for people who physically need to go to work and office and stuff they'll take a break that's their priority that's their lifestyle so for me I don't actually have to step into office and stuff to work I can just stay home and create content just vlog about my baby like do whatever that I want to do so त्यस्तो सोचेको छैन के मैले but I just know that it's going to be great whatever it is that I do
I'm sure
and you will continue to see me I'm not the kind to just stay quiet and not do anything I've never been that so I will again find something to do with such enthusiastic husband that I have supporting me in everything so you will see me
sounds good sounds good for fans like me I really love watching you so मेरो लागि त एकदमै राम्रो कुरा हो मैले यो क्वेशन सोध्नुको रिजन चाहिँ बिकज यहाँले मुभी फिल्म मेकिङ पढेर आउनु भएको अनि फिल्म्स गरिसक्नुभयो सो आई एम एक्चुअली मोर किन टु वाच यु बिहाइन्ड द स्क्रिन स्पेशली आफ्टर योर युट्युब कन्टेन्ट जस्ट अनदर लभ स्टोरी आई वाज लाइक
no definitely that's also there
छ नि त्यो पनि छ
yeah definitely I've been writing scripts and stuff पनि यो कोभिड को बेलामा पनि with my pregnancy and stuff there's a few ideas that I've already developed and discussed with my husband and stuff so once अलिकति कोभिड पनि सेटल डाउन भइसकेपछि the next plan definitely is to venture out more because अस्ति भर्खर I already actually made a movie targeted to festivals बसन्त भन्ने हैन त्यो पनि रिलिज हुन्छ नेपालमा but after it does all the festival rounds and stuff so it's been selected to a few festivals also already so that's there that is actually going to be मेरो directorial debut भनौं न in terms of like a movie that I want to screen and stuff so that also we did together it's through our production house and he actually was the DOP so he shot the thing so I have a really comfortable space working with my husband in creating content pani I look at all the creatives and he looks at all the technicals so that way we have a team in ourselves already so tyo pani plans okay obviously actively working behind in front of the camera is always forever going to be there like I told you the opportunities are endless but behind the screen as a screenwriter and a director and with our own production house and stuff but we plan to do a lot of things eventually
sounds good I think you had a question miss out by your family ko angle I'm sorry I was saying your last or second last or you say last
okay
because अहिले भर्खर यहाँले भन्नुभयो नि त we're working like a team भनेर अनि मैले कता स्टोरीमा पनि देखाएको थिएँ you do the first editing part and then Ayush does the whole color grading and stuff while you make the video हैन त्यो भनेको त एकदम team work जस्तो भयो नि त so is it better for business if your partner is in the same business as you or where do you see yourself if you or your partner wasn't from the same business as you
then we would be bringing money from different sectors you know I mean see the fact that Ayush and I work in the same business and do work together is also great but if it wasn't then I would have another team working and he would have his own thing going and we would have two sources of income that would also be great
sounds good when we're so used to making money I'll make money from everywhere also the doers ma chai हामी यो राख्छौं है if you can see behind if you can turn a little bit with that beautiful belly of yours so यहाँ चाहिँ हामी जे भन्न मन छ त्यो हाम्रो गेस्टहरुलाई चाहिँ we give this खाली slate जस्तो to write anything you want to inspirational and also do a signature and write a date so what are you planning to write
I don't know let's see
हजुर
so nice
हजुरको लागि भनेर निकालिदिएको बाई द वे नभए अरू बेलामा चाहिँ फर अदर गेस्ट हजुर फर्केर अथवा उठेर
गर्नुपर्छ with the situation.
हजुर your life, your rules, live with passion, Priyanka. Damn, I think with what you've done so far for yourself. This is probably one of the best that I have read and best one can do. Jun sector ma base pani haina. So thank you so much for making time is the situation ma pani for this interview haina. It was such a lovely time.
I had so much fun talking about everything today.
Thank you so much. I've always wanted to know so much about हुन्छ नि career matrai perspective बाट सुन्न कति इच्छा थियो हैन. Media entertainment भनेको पनि business हो. यहाँ पनि पैसा कमाउनलाई नै मान्छेहरु आउँछ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ धेरै जनाले बुझ्नु भएको छैन अनि यहाँको लाइफबाट त्यो एंगल हेरेकै छैन जस्तो लाग्छ के मलाई. It's always so much about other things and I get so bored watching interviews sometimes हुन्छ नि. It's a cliche questions and I've always wanted to see हुन्छ नि like the businesswoman in you needs to be acknowledged. The entrepreneur in you needs to be acknowledged. The way you have made money, made a career, money especially, and ahileको time not career because this show is ko context to financial side and that needs to be acknowledged. And I personally feel that way as someone who's in media. त्यो level को हुन्छ नि आफ्नो set गर्नु bar set गर्नु भनेको चाहिँ that needs to be acknowledged by me. So this show and my invite was for that and thank you so much for accepting it and sharing so much. I'm sure anyone who wants to join media has learned so much from this and I hope so. I really hope. Yeah. And I hope the audiences see this entrepreneur side of you as well, the businesswoman side of you as well. And I'm excited to see the picture. We're waiting. Nepal is waiting. Okay. Thank you so much. And is there anything you want to say in the end?
I think I've said so much today from like a different approach, because I've never actually given itisaro information from like a career or like a financial point of view. So I've tried to share everything that's worked for me, everything that I've tried to do differently. So Theo, but the most important thing that I would tell you, be it media or any other sector, any other field, is that when you work, then you need to always know what you are offering to the table first. And second, whatever it is that you're offering, make sure that you place it smart and make sure that you know your ways around how it can benefit you. So कतिचोटि चाहिँ हामी के गर्छौँ जस्तो लाग्छ मैले भने, you work so blindly and you give it your all without expecting anything in return. You need to expect because that's why you work, no? You work to make a living. So कुरा त्यो अनि अर्को चाहिँ work where your passion leads you. Your job, your career, your life needs to be about your passion and what you do most beautifully, because then it actually attracts all the positive energy and things work out for you and you succeed. So I think
attracts money as well. So this is the episode How to Make Money in Media 101 with Priyanka Karki. Anyway, thank you so much again. So I hope you guys also enjoyed this episode as much as I did. मसँग भएको सबै क्वेसन मैले सोधेँ, अझै पनि थियो, but then हुन्छ नि पुरै दिन पुरै रात त बस्न सकिँदैन हैन. So if you have any other question, you know that who to contact. I mean, she's so available on Instagram for you guys with her Q&A and everything, हैन. So I'm sure you guys can as well. And thank you so much for watching. The Doers on Doers episode 3 is here, and thank you so much for supporting the Doers and Doers. I'm Nishma Chaudhary signing out. You guys have a wonderful time ahead. Stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye.